I was a POV of me going down to suck your cock.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I got people from your community apologizing. They were here and they're like, listen, moms, we ran a little late playing Among Us, this and that.
Wait, are they actually saying that?
Yeah.
You guys really gonna snitch on me like that?
Well, I felt bad.
Disrespect, Chad.
I didn't even mind it. I was like, man, this man's grinding out. He's doing his thing, so I didn't even mind.
I hope they told you I was flexing on that last game, getting that imposter dub.
You got that dub.
You know what time it is.
You got that? Okay.
It was a good time. Rewatch that VOD.
My favorite thing was this morning. I get a DM from TheMistaGG. All right, and I saw the one about. Oh no, it was back a week ago. I think it was you were asking me about drinking, and you're like, "Hey man, you mind if I drink?" What if I said no? Would it have made any difference if I said no? I was like, I mean, by all means.
Told me no, I would have gave you the respect and hit it in a shaker cup. But I mean, now that you let me, I just want to show off this little cute cup I have.
Ooh, wait, is that a Moscow Mule? What do we got going on here?
You know what? I'm disrespecting Moscow Mule because there's tequila in there instead of vodka.
Oh my god! What?
Your boy couldn't make a trip to the grocery store. So I'm sorry.
So you're like, fuck it,
time, brother.
Yeah. Oh, fuck it. We'll do it live. We're gonna run this. It'll be fine. It's a cool cup. That's no, Mr. GG. How's your day? What you do today?
Oh, what did I do today? That's a great question, moms. I feel like I just worked, dude. I don't remember anything else. Just worked and got to the stream. That's it.
Damn, I see you. Nice. So you're getting comfy. Don't worry. All right. Again, like I'll say this once more. I hear with the guest, I'm always at the mercy of the guest. All right. I want my main prerogative is making sure that they're comfortable, that they're enjoying themselves, that they don't, they have an easy time here. All right. I will say this to your community that just came in, guys. If you have any questions for Mr. GG about his life story, about his time on YouTube or Twitch, maybe it's even about something that's inside your own community, ! The letter Q in the chat. You can ask it anonymously. You can write your name down. I'll read as many as I can. But I will say this, keep it above the belt. Keep it above the belt, all right? We run a classy establishment here, all right? But aside from that, Mr. GG, dude, welcome. This is crazy. Like, honestly, I shot you that DM and I was like, all right, let's see how this will go. I've seen you a couple times on within my stream, and I was just like, okay, let's, maybe. I was holding my breath, and this man agrees. We set the date, and I will say this: a single scout man came here before we went live with the show, and I told him, I was like, single scout man, I gotta tell you something, man. You kind of connected the dots between me and Mr. GG. Like he came through and he was trying to earn VIP. This is back in the day when I would run marbles and all that shit because I was still trying to figure out what's going on in this platform. And I know you dropped by. He also mentioned you. I gave you a look. I checked out all your content across the board. From your Twitter to, of course, your YouTube to some VODs on Twitch, and I was just like, all right, I gotta have this man on. The thing that won me over were the fucking explosions. That's what over the top. It was the amazing production. I couldn't fucking take it.
Oh, yeah, we're nothing but top tier over here.
Only
it's the same boom for every punchline. It doesn't matter.
That's hey, that's when you know it works though. All right, there's something about it.
I do quickly want to confirm.
I
do want to thank Single Scoutman because he was the dude that rated you one time. He was like, I really like this guy. I really like his content. And that's how I got introduced to you. Yeah. And I chilled there for a little bit during the raid.
Yeah.
I followed you. I like what you were doing. I kept lurking, popping in, these chats every. No, I'm a fan, dude. I am.
Dude.
I really like the way you conduct these.
Dude.
I think it's very professional. I dig it, dude. I like what you're doing on here.
That's some high praise, man. I appreciate that. At the end of the day, it's one of those things. I can't even act like this is 100% original. Like literally the name of the show gives you where it came from. But to bring that concept to Twitch and with content creators is one of my biggest goals and my biggest dreams. So to be able to sit here with you this evening and talk about your life, talk about your streaming experience and all that is 100% for me, man. That's a huge blessing. So Let's start from the top, my man. By the way, before I ask you the first question, how many drinks in are we at?
Ooh. Damn, chat. How many drinks we in? That was. I'm a little light. I think I'm on
Okay.
3.
Okay.
Might be 4 if I forgot.
And at any moment, dude, if you need to go use the restroom, if you need to go refill, don't even hesitate. Don't even just give me the heads up.
Shit, my bladder's trash. I'm gonna try and lie to you and say that I'm good.
Oh no, I literally have a bit where I leave and go to the restroom and just you do your thing. You hang out with everyone that's bullshitting around there.
I'm gonna make that easy for both of us. When you piss, I'm a piss.
Oh my man,
we're gonna clean it up. Chat.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. No, because you just get comfy here. Just get comfy. So the first question, as always, Mr. GG, and we'll incorporate YouTube a little later here, but in regards to Twitch, all right, how long have you had your Twitch account in general?
Twitch account, dude, I want to say, man, I've had it for, I want to say like 2 years, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe like, oh yeah, I really wasn't into Twitch when I first got into YouTube. It took me a while to get into Twitch. And even then, I still kind of ignored that I already had a login there. I wasn't really into streams at all.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to really get into them.
What was that turning point? What was that turning point of like, oh, I'm kind of invested in this this platform?
The turning point was when I started streaming.
Okay.
Because I got in there and then I was like, okay, like people are tuning in. And I started watching other people's streams.
Yeah.
People in the community, they started streaming. I was like, I'll check out these streams, started looking at all of them. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it now.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. So were you ever a lurker before you started streaming? Who were you watching before you started streaming yourself?
See, that's the thing. I'm such a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like in and out. I'm just such a YouTuber because I consume so much YouTube content and it's not even funny. I'm a fraud. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fraud of a streamer. So,
we got him, boys. We got him.
Even if someone streamed and I know they had good content, it's like I'm gonna wait for you to upload it on YouTube, then I'll go take a look at it. That was just me.
Okay. I can see, and the thing is, I can respect. I feel that. I feel that, especially since that is the world that you really built a name for yourself on YouTube, and you really established yourself and your brand and who you are and the content that you create. And then, and I'm gonna make an assumption, so correct me on this. All right, correct me if I'm wrong on this. You were like, all right, well, here's another platform that parlays with my YouTube stuff pretty well, and I can get that live reaction and live interaction with the people that are fucking with my stuff on YouTube.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely a combination of things. The live interaction is very important.
Yeah.
I also dude, since streaming games became a thing, I was like, dude, this is a dream job. Who wouldn't want to do this? You stream games, talk to people. Like when I used to play video games, when this was still a thing, I used to pretend I was streaming. So I would be talking to myself while doing it.
Yeah.
But I had put it off for so long because YouTube, like just plan A, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was just hitting hard on YouTube. It didn't matter. And finally, I'm at a real comfortable spot in YouTube to where I'm like, I want to stream,
Yeah,
and it's become, dude, it's been the best decision. One of the best decisions I've ever made. Such a stress reliever for me, honestly.
In what way?
Because when you do YouTube for so long, like YouTube, a lot of people say YouTube's a dream job because it is. It definitely is, right?
Yeah.
But when you keep doing YouTube and you keep, having to hammer out ideas, record, and then you're just sitting there just editing, looking at the same video over and over again, it's like, man, I could use a little balance from this. Especially when you work from home, you're not really getting out. Now we're in a pandemic, so I'm definitely not getting out. It just, it's such a nice breath of fresh air to be like, okay, now I'm a stream. Even though streaming is still very much a job, I'm not belittling it in any type of way. But since I only do it 2 times a week, in contrast to YouTube, it's such a stress reliever to me, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the interaction. I love my community. It's just a fucking breath of fresh air, my guy.
And I could see it in the way you interact with everyone. It's one of those things, and this is gonna be my personal ignorance, is like sometimes you see those streamers, especially those that have made partner and those bigger communities, and you get lost in the shuffle as a viewer. You get lost in, okay, everyone's got it's an inside. There's a lot of this community built that's already establishing jokes. The chat's going fast. It could be overwhelming at times. But you do a way where you incorporate everyone through these like these bits, these jokes, whether it be the fucking explosions, whether it be just shitting on your friends that you're playing with, and it's like it's odd because it's like I don't even have to type to be included. And I watched you play Among Us a couple times. And I'm just like, damn, this is good. And whether it be live or whatever, I was just like, damn, this is quality. He has the personality. He gets it. So when you tell me that you come on here and you're a fraud, I'm gonna disrespectfully disagree with you on that shit because I think you got it. You understand this very quickly, or however long you've been doing this streaming wise, what you got to do. So with that being said, so you had your account for 2 years. When did you start streaming exactly, and how long have you been streaming?
I think I've been streaming consistently now for like 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's been like half a year now.
Was it a big thing with COVID where you just like, wow, shit, I gotta, I want to do something else. I want to now that I have a little bit more time, maybe. I don't know if it's a time thing.
It's weird because I started right before COVID was a thing. I feel like,
oh, okay.
Because it was my decision because, like I said, YouTube was going well for me. I was very happy about that, but I was like, I need something else, and I've always wanted to stream, even though I didn't think I was good at it personally. I was like, I suck live, right? That's always been my mindset. I'm horrible, improv off the cuff. I'm dog shit. That's what.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I curse here?
You could cuss, you could drink. I don't give a shit here. All right, it's the standard is.
I didn't ask you. My bad.
No, you could.
Okay, no, but that's just kind of the way I felt. It's like I'm great when I have everything right there, very refined, edited.
Yeah.
So I was scared to stream,
Oh,
but
wow.
I just felt like I really needed to do it, and surprisingly, people came to support.
Yeah.
They kept coming to support, and I was like, this is fucking the best thing ever.
And I think you only get better with time too. Like you learn things about yourself that you're just like, oh shit, this works, or things about your community that you're like, this is how I can support the people that have been supporting me. This is how I can love on them. This is the content that is entertaining and engaging and gets the reactions that you're looking for. So yeah, no, I could see that. I see that pretty clearly in you. So here's something. I do this bit, Mr. GG. All right, it's fairly new, and I would say about 2 weeks, 3 weeks new. And it's to cut the tension. It's to humanize the guest a little bit. All right.
Okay.
And what it is I like to pull up the channel. All right. And I just have some questions about your channel points, as well as I have a couple clips that I was surfing through your clips, your archives, and
my clips. You're gonna play my clips.
I will be playing a couple of your clips. I have about 4 of them, and I would just love to pick your brain. I just want to know what's going on at this moment. So, it shouldn't be any problem, right? We have no problem, Mr. GG. Is that?
Yeah, go nuts. Let's go.
Well, I have them queued up, all right? So I'm not just surfing through your things. But let's focus on your channel point right now, all right? For 750 points, very cheap, which I love, all right? You have an AMA, okay? What is some of the oddest things that you've been asked through this channel point? Redemption.
I don't think everybody that I can remember. I don't remember being shot like a question that really caught me off guard.
Really?
I get more caught off guard when people just make a statement and redeem the AMA. It's like, oh, you just like wasting your points. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Go ahead, dude. Whatever.
They did just make a statement. They're like, is it what is it? Does it talk on stream or does it just highlight the message or what are these statements?
It doesn't highlight the message. It just shows it in chat that they redeemed it, and then it shows their chat right under it. And it's like, oh, you just said this thing. You didn't have to redeem anything for that. But I guess the goal is to make sure I read that chat.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a thing like that, even though they could have highlighted for cheaper, but it's whatever.
Did any of the things that was said there, whether it be a question or statement, throw you off? Were you ever like, oh, that's a weird thing. All right, continue on with what you're doing.
Dude, if I remembered one, I would tell you.
By all means, right now. It's a blur. All right, we're 3 drinks in here. All right, just relax. It's all right.
No, I'm a lightweight. Stop it, Mom. Just don't tell him, dude. Don't tell him.
This man is sweating. He's starting to. I can feel. Is it getting a little woozy here, Mr. GG? Is this?
Yeah.
I feel like a fucking scarecrow from Batman. I'm over here, just got you all dizzy. You're about to get some. We're about to dig into your dreams right now.
I think my internet's about to cut out.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, dude.
It's getting blurry, my guy.
Please. If there's anyone between the two of us, your ass better have the better internet. But all right, my shit is being held together by paper clips. All right, this is.
Okay, true.
So here's another one. I love this one, and I want to know more so the inspiration than the application. For 7,000, which by the way, quite a bit of points. For 7,000, the channel point says, I need love. And it says that you will force everyone in the chat to compliment you. Where did this idea come from?
I always want to add more channel point rewards just because I think that's a really fun thing for the community, honestly.
Yeah.
And I feel like I didn't have as many as I wanted. So I was like, okay, let me go. To my viewers, apparently 7,000 wasn't a lot. Because when I put this into play, what was it, like 6 people immediately redeemed it right off the bat? I don't know. I just kind of thought it was like a wholesome thing.
Yeah.
That was like comedic, but also like cute at the same time.
Yeah.
And like through it all, like when I started doing it, I ended up complimenting the person too if I was familiar with them. So I don't know. I just thought it was like a nice thing.
It was a moment. Yeah. No, I like that a lot. I think more often not, streamers, they think about, all right, what's the craziest thing I can do? What's something I can do that's gonna farm a clip, or something that's gonna be really worth the while of using point. But something as simple as a compliment, I think, really does make that difference and brings a new, unique perspective into the channel point game. The last one I have here, and I don't know if it's been redeemed yet, but I'm curious if it has. For 25,000 points, it says, pick a video game with TOS 1 hour play. Has anyone redeemed that, and what was the game?
That's been redeemed like 4 times, 4 or 5 times, I think. The games I have played have been a game called Oxenfree. I played Outlast like twice because they know I hate horror games.
Yeah.
And I played Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, we'll get onto that in a bit. GG. You already got the Raid Shadow Legends bank already, so let's hope that we can talk about this in a bit. But I just only have 4 clips. All right, I got 4 clips of you. And I'll switch the screen here. The screen here. That I don't know if you can see it, but this I usually start off from least embarrassing to the most embarrassing in my eyes.
Oof.
All right,
Oof.
so
Okay.
we're gonna start off slow. We're gonna start off slow. This one is titled, and let me switch over to the clip cam here. This one is titled "Wait, What?" And oddly enough, you were playing Raid Shadow Legends. So let's give it a look. Let's give it a listen, and let's keen in here.
I was a POV of me going down to suck your cock.
So Mr. GG, why? First off, you knew what you were doing, my man. All right, you knew what you were doing because you zoomed in on your face with that cam, and it was something so hypnotic. It was something about the flow, the music, the shoulders. I don't know how you did that, Mr. GG, but even when I watched that the first time, I leaned in a little. I was like, wait, what's going on here? What's going on? So what's the context of this video? I'll allow you to defend yourself. What's the context of this video?
I'm glad you asked, Moms. Okay. This is what happened, right? So yeah, this is when I was playing Raid Shadow Legends, right?
Yes.
And I'm not gonna lie, when I started playing that game, it hit different. I was on a whole nother plane, right?
Yeah.
Like I was just zoned in.
Uh-huh.
I was on a whole nother level that I randomly just started shimmying down, slightly below camera level.
Okay.
And when I came back up, in my mind, I was like, wait, why did I just do that? So I was like, wait, I should explain this to chat because they're gonna worry. They're like, dude, we thought you almost passed out. So I was like, oh, this is me sucking your cock. Yeah, that's what happened.
So your mind is you're telling me, Mr. GG, that it was better to you to tell your chat you were going to suck the cock than it was to pass out. Is that what? Am I hearing that correctly?
See, this is why I said I'm not great at improv, Moms, because it's just that was the first thing that came to mind.
It was, and you know what? Perfect content. That's what, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call content creation. I'm looking at
the first clip. You said most embarrassing to least? Or
the least embarrassing to most. The least. So this one I thought was
the least?
In my opinion, it was quick. Mind you, it's per time too. Like whatever's the quickest, I'll show first. There's some that get a little bit more intricate, but we'll move on. Don't worry. Okay, Mr. G, we'll move on. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll move on.
Yeah.
We have here, it says Fortnite not sucking. Okay. And I was curious more so what was being said. I don't know if it was something embarrassing, but I was just curious about what's being said. So let's play this for everyone watching us tonight.
Toadbone said, and I quote, "I'd rather fuck my mom in my girlfriend's body than put mayo on a sandwich."
Wow.
Hey, what's up, Gigi? Just find your stream, love it, and looking forward to your YouTube stuff. Thank you, Brain7. Appreciate that. Thanks for swinging by. I have too many heals.
How are you unfazed, Mr. G? How do you not react? This man is saying something out of pocket in your chat, and you go with this. Sell him. You just I'd rather. By the way, I don't understand the hate towards mayo. All right, that's very random, but
agree.
Absolute professional, if I may say so myself. You being able to take that random 10-cent blow, not even a blow towards you, just a random like, oh shit, this can change the vibe, and you read it aloud, you share it with your friend that you're playing with, and then you both continue on with, oh shit, the heals, yeah man, I need to look at some of these heals. I might need to find some fucking half pots going on. What is that? Is that something you've learned through YouTube? I feel like this is like a YouTube comment section kind of talent.
Okay, listen, when you're dedicated to getting the Fortnite dubs, nothing can throw you off your game, right? So
true.
I can explain the context for that. That one better than the last one.
Oh, really?
So
okay, you're in.
We can actually blame somebody who's in chat right now. That's Drew Bagel. He's one of my mods.
Yes.
Drew likes to scare off new viewers by asking them the same question every single time.
Okay.
And what he does is he asks them, would you rather fuck your girlfriend in your mom's body or fuck your mom in your girlfriend's body?
Okay.
And that was the fallout from that conversation because we already got through it. And then I think we were talking about food. So Toadbones was like, he hates mayo that much. He was like, nah, I'd rather just do this and just get it over with. So that's what happened.
First of all, love the usage of Fallout on that. Absolutely ridiculous. You guys are having a totally separate conversation, and then somehow mayo got brought into this. I could see that. You know what? Drew, you're actually going to see a lot of clips from Drew, apparently. This is only one of...
He was to blame for playing Raid Shadow Legends in the first clip, too. So he also clipped the first clip, too. Yeah.
He had some damn good clips. I'm going to be honest with you. It's too easy, Mr. GG, if I was to go and look at your top 3 clips, because those are the ones people want to see. Those are the ones that are like, oh, yeah, maybe you did something cool. I'm not looking for cool. I'm looking for humanizing content. And it's moments like this that I'm like, okay, now I'm starting to see the professionalism as well as just... You know what? I'm so desensitized. I just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm trying to get the dub. I'm trying to get that epic Fortnite Battle Royale win, and nothing's going to stop me at this point.
It's funny because I didn't remember that clip at all. I know the first one off the top of my head. But
yeah.
That one, not at all.
Oh, dude, 16 views. It was. I dig deep, man. I narwhaled this shit, and I went down in the archives for this. I try my best to find as early of a stream that I can, and always bring that up. Hey, it's the style here. This next one is more so, is someone taking a dig, all right? And I'm very curious to see how a streamer can take, whether it be criticism or not even a good burn, but just like a general comment that's not polite. And so this is one of them, all right? It says here titled, Don't Worry About It. So I thought it was that meme where it's like, don't worry about it, sweetheart. But it was not that at all. But I kept it in. Take a look.
Anyone else think Gigi looks like a quokka? Quokka. What the fuck is this? This isn't a real animal, right? This is from a TV show or some shit.
Which, by the way, I love you don't share the screen.
No, it's a real animal. This is like a fat animated squirrel. This isn't real. I'm fucking stupid. What is this? What am I looking at right now? It can smile? Oh my god, this is such a random clip.
Very random. First of all, very distraught, not offended, confused, 17 views as well. And so I had to Google it, and this is what came up. And so this is what they're trying to call you. This was around the thing. So tell me what goes through your mind when moments like this occur, when it's just so out of the blue, just kind of acting up, kind of acting a little weird. And you were like, you're trying to gauge what the fuck's going on here. And you're trying to make it into content or a bit, or even just engage in what the hell that comment was.
Well, I didn't know what that was. I was upset with chat because some of them knew what it was, and I don't know why you would know this in your day-to-day life. But I saw this, and it looked like a fake animal.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you're ribbing me, because even though this thing is precious, I don't want to resemble whatever this is.
You don't want to be precious, my man?
Hey, man, listen. I gotta maintain some of my testosterone. I can't just be cute and cuddly. I need some manpower behind this, right?
I noticed your voice was much deeper when we started the interview.
Yeah. Sorry, a lot of tequila in my throat, my guy.
It's all right. But I look, that's the thing. I didn't think it was too much of an insult. I was just curious. I looked it up. Kind of cuddly, pretty adorable, and I loved it. And it's just nice. And the reaction to your face, again, you didn't share the cam, which I was waiting the whole clip for you to do, which was a little bit insulting because it made me have to Google it myself and do a little bit extra work. But I was just like, this man is both confused, peeved, and I don't think it's annoyed. It was just like, all right, how do I respond? How do I react to this? But Mr. GG, it leaves us here to the fourth clip. And it's something you mentioned throughout the stream already. And I didn't even know that you were going to bring it up. And quite frankly, one of the funniest things I've seen without having to see physical comedy or what, it was just ridiculous. It is titled, It Was Worth It. All right. The title is It Was Worth It, 16 views. Let's take a listen.
Drew Bagel redeemed his channel points, which is 25,000 if I'm correct. 25,000. So we're going to be playing his suggestion. The rules are that I have to play it at least for an hour. So he cashed in to play the one and only, the game that the people have been waiting to see. Why you come to watch this channel? Why you come to support me each and every day? The realest game I've talked about through all my career. The best game you can play on PC and mobile. Raid Shadow Legends, ladies and gentlemen.
What in the world? First of all, I assume this is not even a paid ad. You did not even. This was off the clock. Raid Shadow Legends gameplay over here. You truly a man of his word. What in the world was going through your head when Drew Bagel committed to the bit of saying, you know what? I'm willing to double, take us both down. All right, I gotta watch this, but I gotta watch you doing this. I know you're not gonna like this. I don't know if they're the ones that are huge Raid Shadow Legend fans, but they made you do that for an hour, a committed hour. What was going through your mind as that occurred?
Well, Drew caught me off guard because he kept telling me like, "Hey, I'm saving up for that 25K."
Okay.
And I got something for you. And I kept thinking, "Oh, he's going to do some Outlast type game, right? Cuz I'm not good with jump scares. I don't like to be startled."
Mm-hmm.
That's not what he did. He immediately redeemed it, I think, like near the beginning of the stream. And I just see Raid Shadow Legends and my mind is blown because I forget that's a thing when I'm not promoting it anyways on YouTube. So immediately I applaud him. I just applaud him. It's a great meme. It's an amazing meme.
It's so
and
good.
I love it. And it honestly, that entire hour, it was so much fun because it was just memeing straight for an hour. It was one of the most fun things I've ever done on stream for some reason.
That is insane. That like it has inspired me to farm points in my friend's channel to do the same. That's a movement. Drew Bagel created a movement with that one joke, and I love the fact that this is the thing. I think I've burned every bridge for Raid Shadow Legends ever being on this show. I don't want to do the same for you. I know you love the game, guys. He loved the game.
Big fan.
Absolutely biggest whatever free to play. I have no idea what
I was playing it right before the interview, dude.
I think that was why you were late, right? You were busy reinstalling it because you had to
dungeon, level 3, you know how it is. Nah, they still me the bag for that free promo.
Hey, big time. 1 hour gameplay. That's huge. But that's fantastic. I love that. I love your community, the balance between your community kind of both shitting and loving on you, while you are also being able to receive both in a very holistic and you know, it's a healthy relationship is what I'm getting down to. It looks like a healthy relationship in your community, and I absolutely love that. But that's all the stuff to break you down here, Mr. GG. That's all the stuff that to cut the tension, to get you loosened up to be on the show. I'm going to ask you some introspective questions now, specifically about Twitch. All right.
Okay.
What have you learned about yourself through streaming?
Through streaming. Interesting. That I should be more confident in myself. I very much underestimate myself in a lot of ways. So like I said, I didn't think I could do streaming, right? I didn't think people would care. I thought I would just be a bore on stream. Like me for 5 hours, there's no way I could keep entertaining you. Right. And obviously there's the little dips and dives through streams. That's normal. But I don't know. I just became more confident working off the cuff, working live. I think it was just I don't know. I just believe in myself more. I'm more confident on that end of things. I don't necessarily always think that I need the craziest edits to really have me, come across the stream.
Yeah. No, definitely.
I
Maybe
said that in a weird way. Sorry.
No. I got you.
We're 3 drinks deep, baby.
Hey, we're live. Don't worry. Well, the thing is this, Mr. GG. All right. If I had to let me shoot you from a different perspective. All right. Let me shoot you from a perspective as a viewer of your content and as a fan of your work. We see like right now, you're over half a mil. Okay. You're roughly 650,000. And so from someone in my world, I'm like, wait, so many eyes have been on him already. Why do you feel that way? So I guess that would be kind of the question. How do you, is it because of the different styles where YouTube's recorded and edited and you have all that, you could really get your point and voice across and personality? Whereas on Twitch, it's live and it's tough to adjust if that's that, or you like what you see is what you get kind of deal.
I mean, I think they're 2 very different platforms.
Yes.
I think just because you succeed on YouTube does not mean you can succeed on Twitch and vice versa.
Oh, okay. I like that.
And aside from that, it's kind of a thing where what is it called? I think there's a name for it, like imposter syndrome.
Yes.
Where you do all this, you have all this success, people think you're this person. Crowds of people think you're this person, but then you start to think, am I? Am I this funny, creative person that people enjoy to watch?
Yeah.
Am I really? So now when I move to a live platform, am I going to get exposed as not that? If I have a podcast with you right now,
Yeah.
people hear me and you have a conversation,
Yeah.
are people going to see, wait, he's different right now. He's weird. I don't know about this. Like I thought he was this guy in the videos. It's like watching actors. You see them in movies and you believe them so much, excuse me, their acting role that you think they're whoever they're fucking pretending to be.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I think it's a combination of that.
Is that something that you still struggle with today?
Yeah. Definitely. It's a thing where it's just, I don't know. I don't know if a lot of YouTubers have it. I feel like they do.
Yeah.
where, because in addition to that, I feel like online audiences can be very fickle in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Because, you stop posting for a week and all of a sudden you don't exist to them.
Mm.
You've now lost that part of your audience. You start covering different content that they don't like. Those people have now left. People can
Wow.
move in and out so easily
Mhm.
that you kind of just need to not pay attention to that shit in a way and really focus on your core.
Mhm.
The core people who really fuck with you no matter what.
Mm. How do you, I guess specifically now with I feel like that's a lot easier with Twitch seeing your core. You know, you see the regulars, you see the people that come through and fuck with your content and watch and, especially speak in the chat. You can physically see who's there to support you. How do you do that with YouTube?
It's not as easy with YouTube.
Yeah.
It's I feel like the best you can do with YouTube is just picking up on names.
Mm.
When I was much smaller, even kind of now a little bit,
Yeah.
you pick up on names. You pick up on the people that comment a lot, that are always there, leave supportive comments. Maybe they follow you on different social medias, and you're like, okay, these people really fuck with me.
Mm.
Like you see them showing support, and there's some that are still just as dedicated, just not as vocal, but you can't smell that out at all.
Yeah.
I feel like with Twitch, and this is interesting you bring this up because Scout has told me before, he's like, hey, why don't you just stream on YouTube?
Yeah. Good point.
And he was like, you'd get better numbers if you were on there. And I totally would.
Yeah.
But because of what Twitch is to me now, being this really just down to earth stress reliever with this
Yes.
amazing community, I like that you have to jump through a few hoops to get here
I
because
love
it
that.
weeds out people in a way.
Yeah.
So the people from YouTube to Twitch, if you're going all the way to Twitch, I know, and this isn't like putting down the people from YouTube, but you're just
Oh.
of a different breed in a way.
Yeah.
You're really willing to go out there to get more content from me.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the mindset I have right now.
Wow. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never heard that before. I've never heard that take before. But that's beautiful. That's fantastic. I feel what you're throwing down. It's like it's so intentional. Like these people that found you on YouTube and now are fucking with you on Twitch are so intentional in them investing their time, specifically their time. We're not even covering finances, but their energy to just be with you, hang out with your community. And that's beautiful. That's something so there's something so special about that it hits different. It's like, yeah, you got, you built your name again, like I've said before, on YouTube, and you've really worked on your content and you've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that shit. Like I went into a wormhole watching your shit one night, and I do have a couple questions, and we'll cover that in the work section of your life story. But when I hear you talk about Twitch as this, because let's be honest, it's still a fairly new platform. What happens here? This is such a new form of entertainment. And you see it with, rest in peace Mixer, but like you see it with Facebook Gaming trying to get a piece of the pie. You see it with YouTube trying to be a competing entity. But for you to say, like, you know what? Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit extra work making an account and trying to understand the Twitch sphere, which I agree with you, it is not user friendly, especially when you have streamers that say are very like it's somewhat of a gatekeepy community, where it's tough to find the it's, and that could turn off someone completely and they never come back. It's kind of like making a Twitter account for the first time. Like you follow a couple celebrities, you realize no one's really reading your tweets or doing any shit, and you're like, all right, well, I'll be back in 5 years, and then you kind of fuck with it in 5 years heavy. That's exactly what happened to me, at least. I think I'm projecting, but I really love that. Let me ask you this, Mr. GG. How would you describe your streaming style?
Streaming style. Style, huh? It's an interesting question that I don't think I know how to answer. Streaming style.
Yeah.
I think just, I don't know, trying to interact with chat as much as possible, regardless of what I do. I don't know. It's not so much where I just want to play something and just have people watch, because then it's basically YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, you do that on YouTube, and I'm not there for it. So when people are able to interact with me in real time, it's just I want to put chat first,
Mm.
and I want to put a lot of emphasis on chat, even if they're saying a lot of stupid shit. I want to put the emphasis on chat. I don't know, just kind of uh just interaction with this group of people that have come to watch me. I don't know how else to really word
No.
style.
No. The thing is, I use those kind of words just to leave it ambiguous. I like to see where the person takes it. And so spot on. Do you prepare a lot of your streams?
No.
You freestyle, man. You a freestyler?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, we're
Crazy
talking.
bars.
That's insane, dude. That's stress. I used to try to do that. That shit stresses me out. That's why I made this show. Like that is insane. So, do you leave it to a poll? Are you often asking your community what you want to do, or do you just like, hey guys, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna make a moment of it. How do you choose your content?
I mean, at times I do ask chat. Usually we just vibe for like an hour,
Nice.
hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if I'm feeling a game at the time, I just want to play it,
Yeah.
And I don't want to play another game that I don't want to play because I
Mm-hmm.
know it's just gonna show on chat. Like I'm not having a good time. And it's just gonna be a shitty stream.
Mm.
So I'd rather play something that I want to play at that time. And even if I lose viewers because of it, it's like you're getting the better streamer here because of it.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's like usually that, or sometimes I do throw out a little poll here and there, and sometimes I'll actually plan for streams. Rarely, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I think that's such a unique perspective, though, Mr. GG, because the thing is like a lot of the streamers that I've interviewed or even been watching, they are so stressed by their content as variety streamers. And I would say yourself, you fall into that category of variety streaming, where you have just chatting, but you also have gameplay and all that stuff in between. And so when I hear what you're saying, and with all due respect, like I think you are allowed that. That's a great place to be, where you're getting the better streamer, the best of you specifically. But I think a lot of people that are either watching that are streamers themselves or have that medium-sized community or whatever, they're stressing out because it's one of those moments of like, shit, if I were to change the game and everyone's loving this, but I want to play that, how do I manage that? How do I retain? They worry about numbers. What advice would you give to someone that's trying to grow a Twitch channel that is plateauing currently? And I'm not even talking about someone who's starting off. I'm talking someone who's sitting at 20, 30 viewers on average.
That is an interesting question. Well, I mean, it's all about finding the balance, right?
Yeah.
That's the key, finding that balance, because if you lean too much one way, it's disaster.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to lean too much where you just do what your chat says, is then you're gonna fucking hate yourself. You don't want to lean too much where it's only you and you don't give a damn about chat, because then you're isolating chat and they're gonna fuck off.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing on YouTube.
Mm.
Sometimes I want to talk about real niche topics.
Yeah.
That I know is not gonna get the views,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's just gonna look bad, like, oh, there's just real drop off. Or I talk about what I know is gonna usually hit money.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing. So the advice I would have is, well, obviously, like I said, finding the balance,
Mm-hmm.
because if you keep doing content that you enjoy and also giving, it's like one for them, one for me, one for them.
Yeah.
It keeps you going if you keep doing the things that you want to do at the end of the day, because it keeps you with that energy,
Mm-hmm.
that motivation, that drive. And if, it's not always about following, how do I want to word this? It's like, a lot of the times people want you to play the popular game on Twitch, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And that's not always a surefire way to get numbers or grow. I feel like, sometimes it's about starting the new wave, or marketing yourself as this niche person.
Mm.
Like, hey, I play this game and I'm the fucking best at this game.
Yeah.
So the audience that's going to come from that, they're going to be like, yo, this is the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. Well, you baited me into asking you this question. I don't even know if you knew, but what is an idea that you've had for YouTube where you're like, this is just not going to hit, but I wanted to do this, but this is just not, this ain't it?
Oof, dude, you want me to bring up the whole notes list? You know how many
Give me your
you know how
top
many
three.
you know how many ideas and scripts I've just thrown the hell out of here? Because it's
Yeah.
like nobody gives a damn that I'm talking about this right now. Nobody cares,
I
man.
just want to know what your brain is working. That you're like I mean, the fact that you even made a script for it or even wrote it down is one, like that's very intentional for you to be like, all right, this will be good content. And then later on, you're just like, oh, fuck this. All right, this is like let's stick to the bread and butter. Let's go back to one that I know would do well. What is one idea where you're like, this you at the moment you loved and then you realized I got to toss.
Okay, one, if I was to quickly dig in my notes and
Yeah.
give you something to work off of here, because I know I've recently like just scrapped one,
Mhm.
like just scrapped one.
Today.
Where I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fire.
Mhm.
I wanted to talk about this is gonna be stupid. I wanted to talk about Among Us, right? And
Okay.
actually, Scout gave me the idea too,
Yeah.
because I was trying to think of a video idea, and Scott was like, "Well, what do you like right now?" I was like, "Oh, that's a good question. I really like Among Us right now. I'm a real big fan of that game." And I was like, "I should just talk about how much I love Among Us and bring in all my comedy to it and kind of find a way to just make it into a video, make it into a
Yeah.
topic."
Yeah.
And I got like halfway into that script and I was like, "Nobody gives a fuck that I like Among Us. This is not what people have subbed for.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
this note out of my face. I'm wasting my time. I have
Mhm.
deadlines. I need to get to work. What am I doing?"
You're not wrong, but the thing is this, like, and this is me kind of just reading you as a content creator. You could make it like you could pull it out of your ass and make it work. That's the thing. Like you could have the clicky title. You could have the image that would work. And of course, Among Us is a hot game. I mean, AOC is playing it. Was playing it today. So it's stuff like that. That like, yeah, if you want to do that, sure. But also, your community better than anyone else. And so if that's not gonna serve its purposes, if it's something that they're just gonna be like, what the fuck is this? What is this? He must have had 4 tequila drinks at this point. If he's gonna push this shit on down our throat, then yeah, then you got to toss it. But I see you. I like that. I like that little behind the scenes insight into your brain as a creator there. Back to Twitch though, Mr. GG. If I asked your community, all right, I want you to go into the mindset of your community. That dark place, all right? If I asked your community who you were, what do you think they would say to me if I had no idea who you were?
Who I was?
Yes.
Ooh, you asked my chat?
Yeah.
Oof. Hmm. Um, whatever I say, they're gonna say the opposite in the chat right now. I know that.
Okay.
They're gonna call me. Oh, they're gonna call me a boomer who's they're gonna call me a boomer who's a bit of an idiot sometimes,
Okay.
but who's a nice person. I hope. I hope that last part.
Do you want me to read you some of what they've said?
You go nuts, dude.
I mean, I'm doing this. I gained nothing from this, but they said, Single Scout was on your team. He said they're gonna call him trash, and then he got a little bit wholesome. He says, "My dad." Then it goes, Chungus at one point.
It's fair.
The Chris Hansen simp. Chungus.
Don't condone that.
No. He's a sweetheart. There it is. Tech illiterate.
Boomer.
Yeah, boomer. And then a lot of love. He a lotion stroking kind of man. All right, that's the last one I'll read aloud for you. Oh, we got a nod.
No. That was not a nod of approval. That was, that's what you think?
I thought you were over here trying to get the Jergens endorsement here, like
We're a dry rub kind of family. we don't do that. We don't do that
wow.
over here.
Yeah. Fucking try. I see it. If let's flip it on them then. All right. Let's flip this on them. The follow-up question to that, and I'll end this segment of your streamer life specifically.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe your community to me?
Oh man, you know what?
Don't hold back. You heard what they said.
You know what sucks, moms?
What's up?
I would love to shit on this community
Yeah.
and call them all types of names and meme on them and make fun of them.
Of
I'm
course.
not gonna lie, bro. I think, and I know that probably a lot of streamers think this. I
Mm.
genuinely think I have the best community on Twitch. I love my community. I love everybody that comes through, everybody that shows love. It's like I don't know. I just like I don't want to compare with other streamers, but I've been in other streams
Yeah.
with people with similar numbers with me. And granted, it's not my stream, but it's like this is cool.
Mm.
You got the numbers, you got the chat going, and
Mhm.
it's like, but
Mhm.
like it's in my stream. It's just like I feel something, you know.
Mm.
It's like there's genuine love there, so much so that like I've carved out a whole group of friends, from that chat that were complete strangers, everybody
Yeah.
that I talk to, almost daily at this point.
Mhm.
These are people I don't fucking know any of them.
Mhm.
All they knew me from was from videos, and they didn't even know each other. But I don't know. I as much as I would love to meme on my community, I can't, dude.
That's
I fuck
awesome.
with them too much.
That's awesome. That's so cool though. Like I mean, we can meme offline, all right. You could DM me the real jokes there, but yeah.
Mic's off right now. Right? We live.
Yeah, hey, yeah, we're good. We're good. Hey, be cool, be cool. Nah, nah. It's it's true because the thing is, at the end of the day, Mrs. GG, and this is something that I've had. What now? I think you're number 28 in terms of having these interviews. I've talked to a lot of people on this platform, and I've seen a lot of their communities because they want to come through and support the person, their streamer,
Mm.
and something that's consistent across the board is it doesn't matter if the person has 5 viewers or 500. Like the community makes or breaks that streamer and makes or breaks that stream. And it's so, again, because it's live, it's so quick. And so to have that kind of support, that love, and that energy that just when you go live, because in my opinion, there is always that insecurity as a streamer where you're like, well, shit, all right, is this the day? Is this the day people aren't coming through? Are we gonna have that energy? Is it gonna be a good stream? You're not gonna have the best stream every time, but is it even gonna be entertaining? And so all these things are running through your head, and the moment you first see the people trickle in and show you some love or want to engage in you in conversation, it's it's a snap decision of, okay, here we are. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying the energy, and for them to just really invest in you and love on you, and vice versa, man. I understand you may have never met these people IRL. Maybe some you have, some you haven't. But that's big to spread that kind of that energy around, because it gets nasty out there in the world, man, and especially with how divisive things can get. So to find yourself a little pocket on the internet to spread that mission, I guess, and to be that for those that are watching you is huge. So all props to you, Mr. GG. I got nothing but respect and love for you, my man. I'm again, you've gassed me up at the beginning, so I had to throw it back there for you too. Both more ways than one, I guess, apparently, because that's just I'm dropping too many euphemisms there. Here's the thing, Mr. GG. All right, I gotta take a piss. All right, and
Ooh,
I'm bailing you out. You gotta take a piss too.
I was gonna go get some water right now so I can balance the drinks, so I'm not
Okay.
blacking out by the end of the stream.
Well, you're
And I
killing it so
probably
far.
no, dude, you're killing it. Come on now.
Stop.
Come on now.
Stop.
You stop it.
Stop. All right.
They see it. They see it.
They see the receding hairline. I keep having to pull this bandana down so then it does not reveal too much. All right. This is TOS. All right. The hairline above that is TOS.
Bro, I didn't even notice.
I'm joking. But go ahead. Get your drink. I'll take a piss as well. We'll meet up here. I like to do a little poll. Maz, if you're here, can you run a poll who's gonna come back first, and we'll have the chat a vote on that. But go on, Mr. GG. I'll meet you back here in like a minute. All right.
Bet.
Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. How did you know? How'd you guys know? I mean, it's not like I knew it. Okay, guys. All right. Let's chill out, guys. Let's chill out. GG will be back.
Did you even piss?
I did like a quick one, man. I'm quick. I got some a quick rinse and we're done, all right? Nothing too crazy.
You're memeing, bro. You didn't go piss. Stop it.
100%. I usually, on average, I'm 2 to 3. To be honest, two. Let's be two breaks.
Bro,
so.
I was speed running that bathroom break right now. I got
Really?
water too.
Okay. Well, I only had to piss, and it's like 5 steps. It's like 5 steps out my door here, so it's nice.
Okay,
I got a little bit of.
Oh yeah. I see.
It's huge. It's a huge move. Yo, Blue, thanks so much for the raid and joining us here. But TheMistaGG, all right, you passed. You finished the intro and streamer life segment. You killed it there. But this is the bread and butter of the show. All right, this is the whole concept. This is the whole reason I do this. It's the life story segment. I'm always interested in the person behind the camera, the person behind the content, the person behind all the overlays and all that shit. And I think it's always insightful to see the world in a different perspective, to see how that person came to be, who they were, are, and aspire to be. So we always start from the top, Mr. GG, all right? We always start from the top. And without doxing yourself, if you can give us a very rough estimate of where were you raised? Where were you born and raised?
Well, I mean, I can tell you, I don't think this is doxing myself so much. I was born South Side Chicago.
Oh, nice.
But I wouldn't consider myself raised there necessarily. I wasn't there long before I had moved to Wisconsin, and I went to school in Wisconsin.
Nice. Oh, how long were you in Chicago before you went to Wisconsin?
I was. Let me do the math. How old are you in 3rd grade?
Okay, yikes. I could tell you my age now if that would help. I don't know if that would help you with your math.
I was hoping you'd bail me out on that. Damn.
I'm 27.
Okay, I think was I like 10, 11, 8, 9, 8 years old? Okay, there you go.
Okay.
If it was like 8 or 9, that's when I moved from Chicago.
Oh, but you would consider Wisconsin home? Like that's where you were raised.
I don't like to consider Wisconsin home. I like to very much rep Chicago and call Chicago my home.
Of course.
But if I'm being honest, I mean, I remember Wisconsin the most.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. You're right. So having grown around that area, especially being more cognitive of your surrounding. Now, much love for Chicago. I got a lot of family there too. South Side as well. Let me ask your family. Any siblings?
Yeah, 2 older brothers.
You the baby.
Mm-hmm.
You the baby, Mr. G. How you got to tell me about the dynamics sibling wise. Do you feel like the baby got away? Because I'm also the baby in my family. Right? I got one older brother. Do you feel like you got away with a lot more than than they did?
Yeah, I can tell you. Even though I complained a lot when I was little, I got the best ride there out of everybody.
Yeah,
just across the board. So,
in what way? Can you give us an example where you got the best ride?
I mean, I would just say in terms of like strictness, like it's just my older brothers, if they fucked up, they were that was dealt with in the family, you know what I mean? And it's just like if I fucked up, it was the same, but I was able to just get out of that phase quicker than they were. You
True. You close with your siblings, with your brothers?
I would say so.
Yeah. I feel like, and especially the older you get, the relationship just changes. It's different. It's much more like, and this is not for everyone, this is not a blanket statement, but I would say more often than not, when you grow up, you kind of get out of that sibling rivalry mindset. You kind of get out of that, that space where you're not constantly around each other, and you have your own identity, you have your own interests and passions. But it's always nice to be falling back and be like, oh yeah, I got family, and my brother's still a shit, but I still love him. Like that's just how the game is played. Was the household strict? Were your parents strict, Mr. GG?
My dad was very strict. Not strict to where like I don't know, he had like a rule set or something, but it's just like you don't fuck up. You don't fuck up and you don't disrespect. You know what I mean? I wouldn't consider it strict necessarily.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of like, you just don't want to you don't want to cross pops.
Mhm.
Is really
Mhm.
it.
You
My
know,
mom not so much no.
no. So your mom would let your dad do the heavy lifting in terms of discipline.
Yeah, it was complete opposites. My mom is an absolute angel.
Mhm. Do you if you have something like weighing on your heart, if you have something that's bothering you, I assume you go to your mom then for that advice, or who do you even go and unload like burdens in your life when you were still like in high school or preteen or whatever?
Shit, can we get deep on this podcast or we
That's the
just
whole
kind of
point.
small
That's
talking
the
here?
whole point. That's literally the
Okay,
whole
yeah.
point of this show.
All right, moms. I'm gonna need another drink then. I'll be
Go
honest.
ahead, by all
Uh,
means.
honestly, I didn't have anybody to go to.
Mm,
There wasn't. I couldn't talk to my pops about anything because of the way he was. Uh, my mom, even though, like I said, she's an angel, I feel like I really couldn't communicate with her on that type of stuff. Like she just didn't. I don't know. I feel like that wasn't there. And my brothers having the age difference because all my brothers are 5 years apart.
okay.
Right,
Wow.
so we're each 5 years apart. So depending on what age range I was in,
Mhm.
yeah, I couldn't really talk to him like that.
Yeah.
So I very much kept to myself when I was a child. When I had a thought or I had a question about life or anything, it's just me.
So, and I think a lot of people, and I don't like keep using generalizing statements, but I think a lot of people that come on Twitch also resonate with that, where it is a place that they can escape and an outlet of support. But see, the thing is that we're much older now. We have this opportunity to reach out to people and vibe with people and see if that we have that same energy. But as a kid, that shit is debilitating. That shit is isolating and it can really fuck you up. Like it's that's why I have a little bit more empathy. I help out with some of the youth over the community here, and I try to be like, I hear them out because it's one of those mentalities where it's like you want to be the person you needed as a kid. You want to be that support that you didn't get to be. So
Mm.
how did you deal with that, Mr. GG? How did you deal with bottling up a lot of the shit? You can't go to the parents. Your brothers are somewhat out of touch with your family, and I'm sure the worst part is, and this is kind of a personal health for me at least, because I've heard this in my own life, where it's like they support you, but they just don't understand you.
Mhm. I mean, dealing with it as a kid, it was just kind of, I mean, that was it. You just kind of dealt with it. You didn't really have an alternative. That was really it. I never talked to somebody like, "Hey, can like I'm really trying to have a conversation here. I'm really trying to talk about life right now," or like, "Hey, I'm going through some shit
Yeah.
that I can't really explain." It wasn't really like that. It was just like, I mean, I just felt closed off, and that's all I can really remember from my childhood in a way. Like, it was just I feel like I've always considered myself like a lone wolf in a way, right?
Mm.
Growing up,
Hmm.
because that's just the way I was. Because I never had that connection. I never had like it was just I was so even though I love my family, I was so
Yeah.
out of touch with them at the same time.
Wow.
Because it was just, if I wanted to hang out with somebody, it's like, who the fuck is the 8-year-old gonna hang out with?
Mm.
The 8-year-old's not gonna hang out with the teenager that's like, "Dude, get this fucking little scrub away from here." He's
Yeah.
not gonna hang out with the guy who's 20, 21 years old trying to start excuse me, just oof,
Okay.
terrible. Just
You good. You good.
he's not gonna go with the talk to the guy who's 21 years old trying to start his life.
Yeah.
He's not gonna talk with his pops who's just cold-blooded,
Yeah.
and he's not gonna talk with his mom who just frankly isn't gonna understand what's really going on,
Mm.
So it was just like, dude, I just rode alone as a child. I always whenever someone brings up shit like this, I always say how, even like playing games, I remember just I played like poker against myself. I would
Yeah.
set up a solitaire game and play solitaire by myself. I would play Monopoly as all four fucking players on the board. It's like no one wanted to do anything with me, and
Yeah.
I don't blame them for it, but it's like that was just life for me, and that's why that
Yeah.
shaped me into the person I am right now.
That one hits. That one hits, Mr. GG. I played chess by myself as a kid, which is ridiculous because I always lost. But it's yeah, you hate to
Hey,
see
I
it.
always won, so I don't know what to tell you. I was pretty good.
I was pretty damn good at it. But the thing is, like, when I hear you say, it kind of breaks me to hear you say this when you say you just deal with it, because
Mhm.
that it feels like there's no means to an end. It feels so unresolved, where it's just like that's life, and you move on and you grow. Do you feel like at your present, where you are in life, you look back upon those times? Do you hold any resentment? Do you hold anything in your heart where you're like, man, this is, this just still hits. This is something that still bothers me.
I mean, yes and no. Like whenever I bring up that story or bring up things like that, it's like it obviously, I mean, it still hurts, right? It's
Yeah,
like
of
that's
course.
sad.
Yeah.
Like I say it like jokingly and laughing and stuff, but like that's fucking sad.
Hmm.
You say that, you picture this little fucking 8-year-old just like, well, it's just me. That's fucking this is heartbreaking, right? So it's like I
Yeah.
can look at that and be like, well, that fucking sucks. Like that I just kind of got left alone out there. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's this brought me here.
Yeah.
This is where I am right now. And even though I feel like I have some tendencies and some of my mindset is just fucked because of it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I'm able to recognize all of it at this point in my life,
Hmm.
and the fact that, at least for me, I'm doing well,
Yeah.
things are going well. I've been able to overcome that in a way. It's like I can't really look back on it because it's like I don't know where would I've been had it been the other way. I don't know.
What do you mean by this brought you here?
What do you mean?
I mean, you mentioned you're like that experience that you had, the isolation, the feeling alone, that lone wolf mentality. Which, by the way, a lot of people choose to be on a lone wolf. It sounds like, based off your story, it wasn't a choice. It was
Mhm.
just what it was. So my question to that is, you made the statement as you were talking just now that your experiences as a child, that isolation, that kind of feeling of being detached from your family, as much as they have that love for you, brought you to where you are now, shaped you to where you are now. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm very much a believer. What is it? I don't know if I'm trolling right now. Like it's called the butterfly effect, or I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Where
No.
where it's like any little thing has so much of an impact on life, right?
Mm.
Like if I end this stream right now with you,
Hmm.
life changes for so many people and we don't even realize it. Because now someone decides, well, I'm gonna go get that Taco Bell that I wanted to get, and all of a sudden they get into this is grim, but they get into a car accident or some shit, right?
Fuck yeah.
It's I don't mean to make it so dark. It could
No,
have
no,
been
you're
anything
good.
else, right? But that's just where my mind went. But like I'm
Yeah.
I'm a huge believer in that. Like
Yeah.
just anything you do, any little thing you do makes so much of a difference in your life. So I believe everything that has happened up to this point has brought me here, right? Or
Wow.
at least set me up to be here. And I don't know what would have changed had it not been this way. Had I did have, imagine I did have that connection with my family and they
Yeah.
did give me that space to talk.
Mm.
What am I doing right now? I have no fucking clue.
Wow. I love that. Yeah. I like that a lot. I feel that. I agree with you on that, the cause and effect of life. Of we wake up and we have millions of decisions we make every
Mhm.
day, and to a T, and how that can affect our day to day, or even our months or years ahead. So with your kind of parlaying this with your friends now, you're an 8 year old. Was it tough for you to make friends around school and all that jazz?
Yeah. I mean, I would say pretty much through my whole like school career, it was just excuse me, hold on. I'm like trying to burp and it's not coming out and it's fucking with my speech right now. I don't mean to derail the interview like this.
Not at all. I've had worse. I've had worse.
Someone just shits themselves on the stream. Sorry, 1 second, moms. I gotta go to the bathroom.
It's over. I need to go.
No, okay, so yeah, in terms of making friends, I mean, I didn't have a great school career. You know, that's from being young to being old. I just didn't. And that's because I was such a timid person. I was very much a believer that I had a lot of social anxiety, that I still carry a lot of that with me. And, you know, I was just quiet. I was known as the quiet kid.
Hmm.
The quiet kid wasn't supposed to be the fucking YouTuber.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just oddly enough, that's how it went though.
Yeah.
You know, I was just, that's just how I was. And I don't know if it's because I just never got that interaction. I never got the practice at home to talk to people and be social in any kind of way. It's just that's just the way it was through all of school. It's like I couldn't talk to people unless I was really, really fucking comfortable with you like that.
Yeah. Social anxiety. I think that's a lot of, that's been a hot topic nowadays. It's been something that's been brought up, especially with streamers, mental health. You know, when again, I'm kind of rolling back into that. You know, we moved on from the family segment, by the way, and we're in the friends and education. The least sexiest word is education, and that whole rundown that I fucking gave you today. But when I want to talk about your friends, is like, how do you choose? How did you choose your crew? How do you mentioned if I don't fuck with you that way, then you're not gonna see me vulnerable. You're not gonna hear me out. How did you choose who was worthy of your story?
Okay, I'll make this easy for you.
Maybe either way.
I went to school in Wisconsin, right?
Okay.
And I went to a real suburby Wisconsin school. Where I lived was, one of the like top 100 safest cities in America. Very just clean cut, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of white kids at this school.
Okay. Yeah.
I personally have 2 Mexican parents. I'm Mexican. I may not be the skin tone you're looking for, but I just am, right? And people were aware of that, obviously. And it wasn't until I really got to high school that I realized, oh, there's a thing called racism.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So what happened is all the white kids all had the same jokes, all the same Mexican jokes, all the same shit. And it was like, oh, I'm getting bullied. That's what's happening. Got it. Okay. I didn't understand at first.
Yeah.
So as time went on, I always wanted to befriend this group of like preppy white kids.
Why?
Right? I was because that's all I knew.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I've known some of these guys since grade school, and we all used to be cool back then. But it wasn't until everybody got a bit older, and they're like, oh, hey, we're different because I'm this and you're that.
Yeah.
And they start being divisive. It was like, oh, what the fuck? Okay, I don't understand. So considering that's all I had, because otherwise I'm just the outcast. I'm the guy eating lunch alone. So I was like, well, I want to at least pretend, that I'm friends with you guys and sit at the table with you guys, even though you're gonna fucking rib me when I'm here.
Yeah.
So doing that, it took me so long to realize, oh, I don't actually have to put myself through this. Because I started talking to an who ended up becoming one of my best friends, who was he was Mexican, right? And he hung out with a different group that wasn't a part of those preppy white kids.
Yeah.
And I noticed he would be sitting over there during lunch, and I went over there one time, and basically what that group was the minorities of the school.
Oh my god.
Right?
Yeah.
And we all just ganged together. And when I got there, I felt weird, but I felt accepted. And if there was ever a Mexican joke thrown out, it's like it doesn't have the same feeling that I get when they say it.
Yeah.
When you say it, it's like, oh, we all make fun of each other.
Yeah.
It's like a fun thing.
Yeah.
Over there, it's like, oh, you guys are just assholes.
Yes.
And that's how I ended up finding my group of friends. We were just the group of minorities of the school.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. The way you tell. By the way, Mrs. Gigi, one of the best storytellers I've had on the show. Thank you so much
Oh,
for being a good storyteller.
appreciate that. Thank you.
And because the thing is, I'm immersed in your world right now. That you're painting this picture for us, and I want the people watching right now to understand what I'm feeling when I'm hearing you say this. All right. When you differentiated the types of comments that are being thrown at you, that's huge, especially to have that kind of understanding of. I don't want to use I don't even want to use the word communication in regards to like having any association with the racist comments or the jokes that they were being thrown at you, but like the different types of communications. When you were with that minority group, it's something that we all make fun of, but we all also understand that kind of feeling of being dismissed and disrespected and all that. When you're with that white preppy crew that you were wanted to be accepted by, and they threw that kind of verbiage at you, you felt it was hateful. You knew that this was not a joke. This was an actual belief. This is an actual thing that they're trying to create this wall or this differentiating thing about you two, and that's why the relationship could never work. Is because they were never mature enough to understand that something like that was so debasing. And maybe they did actually. You know what? I don't even want to fucking bail them out. Maybe they did, and they were just fucking terrible people. But you know, I want to all that to say, it's interesting, Mr. Gigi, because you speak in a way that is conducive to comedy, but there's so much tragedy in your story there. Like you make the joke of these are, you know, my friends are. I chose my friends at that time because they were just the minorities of the school. Great punchline, dude. That's an amazing punchline. But the thing underneath that breaks my heart is you playing that joke, you playing that story with a great punchline, but me understanding that holy shit, like that is brutal. That you had to sit alone at the table. That you had to be not just. It's one thing to be told, hey, get away from us. We don't fuck with you. It's another to be belittled. And yet you still try to return. You still try to mend a relationship. You still try to meet them halfway in hopes that something good would happen. Mm-hmm. And that just wasn't the case. Was this one of those issues you just couldn't bring back to your family? Something that you settled in your heart?
Well, I never once spoke with anybody about any of this stuff. And it's just because I feel like there was just I don't know if there was just like a precedent set in my family at one point where it's like this just isn't what we do. We don't discuss this type of stuff. There isn't an open dialogue amongst us. It's just like just keep it at the base level shit. Hey, how'd you do in school? You got an A? Cool. You know? And if I ever came back home like upset or crying or some shit like that, you know, it wasn't really a thing where it's like, hey, what happened? Let's talk about it. Let's make you feel better. They'd be there and be like, well, you know, what the fuck happened? And I'd tell them, but it was just a thing where I felt like they never really understood or they just didn't want to dive into that territory with me. I'm
Why?
just like,
Why do you think they just that wasn't their MO?
I mean, I just think it was the way my family was. You know, I feel like for example, my mom is very non-confrontational in a way. I don't think she likes to confront anything. So,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me. She doesn't want to rock the boat in any kind of way.
Okay.
So, when we get into a certain type of territory, I feel like she tries to push us away from there. My dad being very just this traditional machismo Mexican guy,
Yeah.
it just you just don't have that conversation with him. It's
Yeah.
not there, it's a brick wall, and I think that just transferred over to my brothers when they were growing up, so that just was never there for me.
Why did it not translate? And this is more just insight than it is accusatory. And I hope it doesn't come out that way. But why did that not translate to you? Why did that kind of mentality not translate into your life?
I feel like I don't really know. I don't know if it's because since I was the youngest, I saw it. I was able to spot it out because I was kind of, you know, the not biased perspective in a way. Like I
Mhm.
was able to look at the rest of my family and look at my older brothers and be like, huh, this is and this isn't something that I caught on quick.
Mm.
Like it wasn't this obvious to me when I was a kid.
Mhm. Mhm.
At the point when I was a child and even just in high school, it was just like I just knew that I wasn't going to talk to them about this at that point. I didn't know why. I couldn't really point it out. It wasn't until like recently that I'm able to look at the situation as an adult who's, been able to be a bit introspective in a way
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh, this is what happened. Like this cold-bloodedness just got transferred on to the family and I never had any means of communication."
Yeah. Mm. Mm. And I'd be remiss to say that it's like it's crazy to see the irony in it. Like no comedy, but the irony in how many people fuck with you, whether that be on YouTube or Twitch, and yet seeing the trajectory of your early life and how isolating it is, how divisive and hateful in certain points it was for you. And yet, and I know you don't got some shit up, but the people sending you love, the people that are writing so many kind things here in the chat, the people that are just um, fucking with your content and supporting you and wanting to see you grow is so cool. It's so interesting. It's such like night and day. And I think to any of the younger people watching this, maybe they're in high school themselves right now and they're going through that kind of hell. I think this is one of those like testimonies in the sense of like it as much you're not trying to get I'm not trying to get corny with it, but it can get better. It can, as there is a place for you at the table in terms of being loved and welcomed and accepted and heard. And that's really cool that you found that with the crew in high school. Are they still your close friends to this very day?
Yes, I would say so. One of them is definitely like my best friend to this
Mhm.
day.
That's awesome. How big's your friend group right now?
Oof, it's honestly at this point, dude.
Yeah.
After you endure just so much life, and everybody does,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's like you got the group of friends where like I can still rock with you guys if we all go out as a group and have a great time.
Yeah.
But in terms of like person I keep up with,
Mhm.
and like you know he comes over to my place, I go to like it's really just one dude at this point.
Wow.
Mhm.
Huh. And what was it about that one person that you're like, you know what? I have a lot of acquaintances. I have a lot of people that I fuck with, like we can go out with, and I feel that completely. I feel that. But what is it about this one person that you're like, but this is the one I'm gonna invest. This is the one I wanna pour into.
I just feel like as time passed on and we went through so many experiences and all of high school, I feel like I could just relate the most to him in a way. And I just felt so I don't know, I was able to feel so just like not vulnerable. What am I trying to say here? Just like peaceful with him in a way. Like it's just like, dude, it's
Yeah.
just this works so well.
Mm.
I'm able to be just so chill with you and like there's no stress flowing through my body, not even a little bit. I don't feel like I have to make conversation with you. You could just be sitting right there and I'll sit right here. And
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah. I think that's a very like, those people that can't just stand the silence.
Mhm.
They'll fill it in with any words they can, even if it's nonsense conversation, just because it's a little uncomfortable. But when you find someone that you could stay silent with, that you can enjoy each other's just presence, I think is dope. That's when you know. That's when you know you got a good one. That's when you know you're comfortable. That as well as like showing the weird parts of your life, being like, yeah, this is some weird shit I went through. By the way, here, yeah, take this. Is this? I always believe in like even whether it be friendships or romantic relationships, it's like you kind of show the crazy little by little. Like, and by crazy I mean insecurities. I don't mean actual like insanity, but like you show
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
insecurities little by little, and with the hopes that you don't scare them off, with the hopes that they still fuck with you and that they trust you enough and that they'll still be along for the ride. But that's really awesome, man. And the thing is, I hope nobody listening to this thinks that what only one person for Mr. GG. What the fuck? Only one person? Nah, man. It's hard to encapsulate so many worlds. It is.
Mhm.
There's that old saying where it's like careful how many people you let in your world because there's not enough air or there's not enough oxygen. And they have that. There's that whole theory of like you can only maintain a certain level or amount of relationships before you start falling off in quality. But I like that. I like that you've really held on to that one relationship and you made that one as best as it could, as fortified as it could be. Let me ask you more about your high school experience since we're on the topic of education. You know the stereotypes, all right? You know all the you mentioned the prep kids, the jocks, this and that. Where do you feel like you if you had to stereotype yourself or put yourself in that category, where do you think you fell in high school?
I mean, see, that was the problem. It's just I didn't really fit in a group. And I think that's why I landed where I did. I don't know. It's just like I wasn't a prep. I wasn't a jock. I sucked at sports. I wasn't a smart kid. I wasn't of the fine arts. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't fucking class president.
Yeah.
I wasn't someone who just played video games all day. I didn't really fit in anywhere.
Yeah.
I kind of just like this part of this group. I kind of like this part of this group. Kind of like this part of this group. And hey, are you guys are accepting of me? I just like being with the minorities of the school right now.
Yeah.
I feel calm with you guys, and whatever you guys like doing, hey, fuck it, I'll do it too.
Yeah. I like that though. I like that. So you really encapsulate that lone wolf / social chameleon / kind of drifter of sorts within your high school experience. Of course, I gotta ask: was prom a big deal for you? Did you do that all that shit? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Did I? Damn. What? Hey, you know the hey, this is the show. This is the show.
Moms.
What's up?
Oh man, I'm not ready for this right now. You making me relive trauma right now. Oh.
It's can't miss Twitch TV. That's what I taglined this. All right.
I wasn't even ready for that one. Oh fuck. Okay. Sorry. What was the question? Run that back.
You had a big prom. I mean, high school is always synonymous with prom. All right. It is. Did you not go? A lot of people said they don't go. A lot of people say they don't fuck with it.
I went to prom.
Okay, but why that energy, my man? What did something happen?
This drink is empty, Moms. You don't understand, brother.
You need to go get another one by all means.
Okay, yeah. I'll wait till the next piss break.
I'm soon, but all right.
Okay, I'm all for it. Okay. I had a horrible prom experience, and I hate even talking about it.
What? Is it that bad?
And it was that bad. It was very bad. I don't think I've ever said this anywhere, but it's like my fault, right? And I think that's why I hate it so much. Okay. I really don't have anyone else to blame except me. So, okay. Where do I start here? Where do I start the story? So you understand what's happening here? So, Moms, where do I start the story? You gotta help me out here.
I mean, let's go with the promposal. How did you find your date?
Okay. Prom was coming soon.
Okay.
I didn't have a date, right?
Okay.
So I didn't know what the hell to do, but I had a friend who was like, hey, this chick kind of likes you. I was like, really?
Hey.
She does?
Yeah.
Shut up. He was like, nah, she does. Like, you should probably like start talking to her and like do this and that. I was like, yeah. But once again, keep in mind, I'm the very timid boy.
Okay.
You know, I can't really talk to people. Yeah. So anytime I try to communicate with her, it's a disaster. And it's just like, what are you doing? Just have a conversation with this woman.
Yeah.
But somehow, I end up, I go to the store and I gather up a cute little basket, right?
Oh.
Put a teddy bear in there. I put chocolates in there. Put a nice little sign. There's probably a pun in there somewhere. I don't really remember. I'll be honest.
Okay.
So much of a pussy, I couldn't even give it to her myself. So I had my friend drop it off at her house.
Okay.
And she wasn't even there. It was her mom that answered the door. But she got it, right?
Yeah.
And she hits me up. She's like, yes. I was like, what? Let's fucking go.
Hey, that's a big win. That's a big dub.
okay, your boy was out here. I was getting respect around these streets. You know?
Yeah.
They were like, wait, he's going out with who? Really? To prom? Psh, that's my boy. I was like, yeah, you know, I'm out here. Crazy. So that's all happening, right? So,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
get ready for prom. And this is where my personality fucking doomed me
Mm.
for prom. Because keep in mind, I just started talking to this girl
Okay.
maybe like 2, 3 weeks before prom. So, you know how I said I got to be real comfortable with you to really fuck with you and really talk to you like that?
Yeah.
I wasn't at this level with her.
Oh boy.
So, I was still a fucking disaster trying to talk to her.
Mhm.
So, even when we met up, even when we were on the bus going back and forth, I couldn't normally have a conversation with this woman
Yeah.
because I was a mess.
Mm.
Bro, I didn't even compliment her when I saw her. I didn't even say, "Yo, you look nice," and she
Yeah.
told me I look nice. What an
Oh.
asshole,
Yeah,
moms.
dude. What
What a piece of shit.
you give her a GG at the end of the night? Damn, dude. Come
Oh,
on.
and she did look nice. What an asshole, moms. I couldn't give her the one compliment. She was at the hairstylist for 6 hours, and I couldn't say anything? Jeez.
Jeez. I mean,
So,
it's not on you completely. It's of the moment. Not no, you know, still new to the person.
okay, but regardless, right?
Sure.
So through this whole process going to the venue, I couldn't talk with her. And she knew that. She picked up on it, right? She
Yeah.
like immediately she was like, "Oh, this is weird. I can't really like I want to talk to you, but you're just not you can't be normal with me right now."
Mm.
So through the whole thing, like I couldn't even ask her to dance.
Mm.
I was struggling out here to the point where we're sitting next to each other and we're just silent.
Oh my
Because
god.
I
Oh my
can't
god.
because I can't speak up. Everyone else having
Yeah.
the time of their lives. We're with a group of my friends, and they're all just, "Oh my gosh, this is champagne bottles, and
Yeah.
we're on a yacht right now. This is amazing." We
Yeah,
weren't
yeah.
any of those things, but, you know, that's how they felt. That's
Sure.
how they looked looking at them, and I was a disaster inside and out,
Oh.
to the point where my date started going to just talk to the other people, obviously, which isn't crazy. You
Yeah.
know, you go mingle.
Mhm.
That's fine, of course. This is the school. We're all here. But to the point where she didn't wanna come back, because why would she, moms? Why would she
Oh,
wanna come back to like, "Hey, I'm having kind
no.
of a shit time over here,
Yeah.
so, hey, I'm gonna go over here." You know, to the point where, you know, through the night, I'm like, "Wait, where's she at? Who's she with? She's out there dancing?" I'm like, "Ah, shit.
Fuck.
Should
Yeah.
I do something about that?" No,
Mhm.
because I already fucked myself. And
Jesus.
by the end of the night, it's like, I wanna go home.
Yeah.
I don't wanna do this anymore.
Yeah.
So we go, and I don't even give her a ride home because I don't have a car. I don't even have a license.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I'll have one of my friends take her home.
Mm.
And that was that. And that relationship was ruined from
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
And prom was a nightmare.
Jeez. Damn, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a tough. It's like I'm more sorry that you had to experience it than I am of like, cause like yeah, I could hear in your voice where you're like blaming yourself, right? But you
Mhm,
also got to give yourself that sympathy and that understanding that that's not who you are now is not who you were then.
mhm,
And it yeah, if that's who you were back then in terms of like not knowing how to talk or not knowing how to open up to people that you didn't know intensely, then so be it. And it was a tough time and a tough memory. But I think again, like you said, it's building up to your story of where you are. But damn, dude, that is fucking all those nice words aside, that's fucking brutal, dude. That is
It
uh,
was it was not good, moms. It was not good. You wanna know. Oh,
shoot me, shoot
wait,
me.
hold on. Is there a time limit on this?
Not at all.
Should I keep this away?
Not at all. Not
Okay.
at all. Time limit, dude. Run
So,
it.
yeah, my bad, dude. I'm over here purposely hiding trauma because I don't wanna think
Uh-huh.
about it. This whole situation is worse.
Okay. Well, all
Um,
right. Let me adjust myself here. All right.
so I didn't even I forgot about this completely, and I'm kinda thankful I did, but now it's all
Mm.
back. So I wanted to go to prom with another girl,
Uh-oh.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And, uh, and I was too scared to ask her,
Mm.
obviously. And I was waiting. for people to start asking people, because it starts it off. You finally hear like, wait, someone asked someone to prom, and then people got to start asking because in a weird way, people are like calling dibs and shit, right?
Yeah, of course. So unwritten dibs, but yeah, it's dibs.
So, word on the street was that another fellow was gonna ask the girl I wanted to ask to prom, and he was gonna do a whole shindig, right? So there's no way she could say no.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, I got to intercept this pass, and I got to really go for it.
Yeah.
So it was we were all about to leave. The school was already over. The bell rang, and I caught up to her, and it was just an awkward mess. Hey, what's going on? Hey, I feel like talking to you for like 2 seconds. How what's up? And I started talking to her, and I just explained it, and I was like, hey, I just told her straight up, like, I really want to go to prom with you.
Mm.
And I just, yeah, hopefully you want to go to prom with me. And she kind of just left me with this, okay, yeah, E. She didn't give me a straight answer.
Oh.
Right? So I was like, yeah, you hit me up. You hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
So that hurt, but it was also like, I think I have a shot.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
after she gets asked out by this other dude to prom, I got no shot.
Of course.
And it's not because he's the alpha in the situation, moms.
No.
It's because he had the better promposal.
The grandeur.
I just asked her straight up. He had a whole thing planned, right?
You asked it like she wanted, like, hey, you want a cigarette? It's the same energy of, hey, listen here, like, hey, what do you want? What do you want to do? What are we doing here?
So anyways, I end up, I get word that she said yes to the other dude.
Okay.
Right? Because he asked her and she couldn't say no, is what she told me. She couldn't say no. And that apparently she had felt very emotional about the situation because she felt bad saying no to me, but this, and that, right?
Okay.
So that's how prom started before it even started. I lost out on the date that I really wanted to go on.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I found
the other
girl, right?
Holy cow. Okay.
And going into prom, I just wanted to hang out with that initial girl.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the nuts to even go up to her and be like, hey, like, I'm not working out with my date right now. Like, fuck that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hang out a little bit.
Right? You're trying to make a move here. You're making
no.
Oh, I thought
you give me too much credit, moms. I think you forget I'm a timid boy here.
You're right.
I can't really do that. So it got to the point, like the fact that I couldn't do that either.
Yeah.
Left me alone with nothing, to the point where when we went to Dave and Buster's after, because that was like the thing after prom, I was just rocking solo, my guy. I was walking around. My date that I took there, I don't know where the fuck she was.
Yeah.
The girl that I initially wanted to go to, she was here and there. Hi, hey, how's it going? Oh, you're playing this pinball game? Yeah, I'm pretty good at pinball. It's just, I was just moving. Nothing.
Brutal.
Nothing, bro. I purposely have erased that from my memory.
Yeah.
Because it was just horrible.
Holy cow. What that's night. I can't even say what a night. That's like what a couple of weeks. Like, yeah, an absolute just train wreck of, you didn't even get to go with the girl that you wanted. She denies you. She picks someone else. The girl you go with, just terrible night. Doesn't work out. She leaves you. This and that. Then you have to face the person that you didn't want to go with. That shit. Like, that movie writes itself. All right. That's absolutely that's by far the most heartbreaking prom story I've had on the show. Thank you.
I don't want that title.
That will be in the panels below. Not at all. Not at all. But
catch the highlights on my YouTube.
Epic promposal compilations. Yeah, that's gonna be the hottest dig there. I can't wait for those clicks. But I want to be able to reinforce you. I feel like, the reason I asked about prom, it's a bullshit night. All right, it's a bullshit night. We spend a lot of money for the pretending of, maybe we'll drink, maybe we'll have that Project X esque prom party, after party, or whatever you want. but it's just not. I don't know. I think the expectation's too high, and a lot of people are trying to similar to. And this is going to transition us to our next question in education. Similar to college, where people are like, I need to live this college experience because this is what college in the United States looks like, and I want to maximize that. So my question to you, Mr. GG, is:
Mhm.
you finish prom, yikes of a night, you get your diploma, you're done with that shit. Was college the next step, or did you take a break, or what was the move?
College was the next step.
Okay, nice.
And it was the next step because I didn't know what to do. I just thought you went to college,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that's what everyone's doing. Hey, like that's all people do senior year. They ask each other, "Well, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?"
Yeah,
Because that's just the norm.
yeah.
So yeah, I went to college. I went to college
Mm-hmm.
for a year,
For a
and
year.
then yeah,
Mm.
and then I stopped going.
So what did you when you initially went? What did you study?
The goal was to be a clinical psychologist.
Oh, okay. Why?
I'd always found psychology very interesting all through high school, all through just life in general, right?
Mm.
Uh, just so much so that I was like, you know what? I think I can do this. I think I have a knack for this, and I'm very interested in the topic. So I might not get bored when I do this for 40, 50 years, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So it's like, oh, clinical psychology pays good. All right, bet.
Okay. So then why'd you hang it up?
Well, moms, that's a great question. Uh, once I actually started going to the schooling for everything,
Yeah.
it was an unfortunate turn of events where I realized this all kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to each and every class that I got to go to. And it's like, okay, I can do this. This is fine. But it's like, man, I just didn't have the drive for it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really didn't. I'm
Totally.
not going to say like a voice spoke to me and it was like, you shouldn't be doing this. It was like, well, no, I wasn't doing great in school.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the drive to keep going to school. None of the classes I was taking interested me in any kind of way. Just to the point where after a good amount of time just sitting there, sitting in class, it's like, "Bro, what am I doing?
Mm.
I'm not only wasting my time, but I'm wasting my money, I'm
Yeah.
wasting other people's money,
Mm.
I'm wasting the class's time. This
Mm.
teacher's teaching nobody right now because nothing's coming through here right now.
Yeah.
What's the point of this? I can't do another 4 years of this. Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
And it was just like, there's there has to be something else. I felt like at that point through college, I had like a breakdown in a way, like a mental breakdown where it was like, what have I done? What am I doing? I haven't accomplished shit, and I don't think I'm going to accomplish shit if I keep going in this direction. I need to do
Wow.
something.
Wow. Yeah.
Mhm,
I like that. I don't like that the breakdown, but like I like that kind of drive. It sounded like your back was against the wall. Like
mhm,
you were at a watershed moment in your life where it's like, all right, like you said, and I want to reinforce you. I worked at admissions at one point in my life. All right. And it's the biggest fucking shit show of all time. It is I'm not gonna completely shit on college because I do think that it is useful. It is definitely something in society. If you're gonna take that traditional route, it is something you do need, like a bachelor's degree or whatever, a degree, because that piece of fucking paper validates you and what you're studying, and especially if you're in the medical field, I'm gonna give you all props to that by all means. But I'm a fucking business student, all right, man. This is if AKA I knew how to cheat well, all right. AKA I knew how to talk my way out of bullshit and pull up bullshit for presentations. But it's interesting because I hear your story and I love that you were able to make that call. It's not an easy call. It's not an easy call because society tells us we need to go to college. Society tells us that we need to
right.
get that degree. And especially, I haven't even gotten into your family's mindset. How did this conversation come up to your family?
Oof. I mean, you want to talk about college being the norm. That's all it was in the household,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like you go to college, and I think it's because my family had always set these expectations on me. Like, you're going to be the golden child. You're gonna be the real fucking intelligent one. Where you're gonna get a great fucking job. You're gonna bring home the bacon. You're gonna show all of us up. I think that expectation was put on me from a young age because I did do fairly well in school.
Mm-hmm.
As I was growing up. And I don't know if you can relate in any kind of way, but at least in my uh, Mexican family,
Yeah.
even uncles and aunts and everything,
Mhm.
they very much had this mentality like you go to school and you get a good job
Yep.
and you just do that and you don't stray from that. If you
Yep.
don't go to college, you're not going to get anywhere. It was always kind of from a place of we want you to be better than us. We weren't able to get
Oh
this
my
type of
gosh.
schooling, so we need you to do that. If you don't do that, you're not going to succeed.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
let me underline a point there, okay, guys. I've said this once before, and I'll say it again. Having parents that, I'm Filipino, and they came from the Philippines to the United States, and their biggest thing from a childhood to this very day, the mantra that has always been instilled in my brother and I is, you. It's not we want you. You need to do better than us because we worked our ass off to get here to give you the opportunities we weren't given. And so you need to do better for that's your job. And what I'm hearing from you again, that college wasn't an option. College was the only option at that time.
Mhm.
So the stage is set, Mr. Gigi. All right, I prefaced and you prefaced greatly the gravity of this conversation you're about to have with your parents. What happened?
Um, it was it was a thing where like I didn't break it to them like, "Hey, I don't wanna go back to school ever again," because I didn't think that conversation would work.
Mm-hmm.
So I did what a lot of people do, and I say, "Hey, I'm gonna take a year off from school,
Mm,
and then I'll go back. I wanna work a little bit. I wanna get some money under my belt, maybe get a place to live, and then I'm gonna jump over and do this," right?
mm-hmm.
That's what I told them, and my dad he was against it, I think, because he saw through my bullshit, and he knew I wasn't gonna go back to school, and he was very much gun ho for education,
Yeah,
right? And my mom was against it too because, that's all she knew. She's like, "Oh, well, if you don't go to school, well, then what do you do?"
sure,
She wasn't able to understand that, and it got so much. I don't wanna skip ahead a little bit here,
sure, yeah, yeah, yeah.
but, the part where, this is in the timeline where I'm not going to school and I'm just working every day. I'm going to a warehouse job every day, coming back. One time I was with my mom, and I remember this like clear as day because it's never left my mind. And it was both of us sitting here, and my mom, she tells me in Spanish, she tells me like, and I don't know why she said this, but she had asked me what prompted it. She asked me, "Are you going to go back to school?" And I told her I don't think so. And then she said, out of all the kids, I thought you would be the one to go to school and do great things.
Wow,
And she told me it in Spanish. And I think
wow.
when my mom said it, she didn't mean for that to hurt me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She was just being honest.
Yeah,
She didn't realize what that meant to me personally.
yeah.
I think she was just having a moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when she said that, it broke my fucking heart.
Mm-hmm.
It broke me so much so that, like, dude, I didn't know what to say to her in that moment. I felt like I let her down, like I was a disappointment.
Yeah,
And that was something that added to the whole mental breakdown phase I was telling you about.
yeah.
It was just kind of like it all went hand in hand. And that's just how much they believed in that path, of the college path. And that's kind of where it was.
So this actually parlays us to the third segment.
Mhm.
Yeah, your work history. And before I get into that, go get yourself a drink, my man. All right, I'm about to take a piss myself. Go
Okay,
get yourself a
perfect.
drink. All right,
Perfect.
guys.
Yes.
We'll be right back. Holy cow. Jeez Louises, guys, man. I need a drink. I gotta be the professional. I gotta keep the questions coming. How you guys doing? You guys holding in there? Guys, if you have any questions for Mr. GG about anything, life story, streaming, YouTube, whatever it may be, it'll be 2 segments from now, or 2 categories from now. Exclamation mark, the letter Q in the chat. You already know what to do. Hey, Wool. Hey, squad. All right. They're hanging in there. All right. They're loving it.
I swear.
What's up?
If you keep trolling me, pretending that you're going to piss, I'll be upset at the end of this, man.
Dude, I'm a tiny man. Tiny bladder.
Bro, if I come back and watch the VOD and you just sit here while I leave, I'm like, this fucking idiot. He actually
I would never.
I would be furious, moms.
I'm infamous for this, all right? People I've gotten shit on I'm surprised I haven't been shit on more about the community, but they're always like, moms, no one's supposed to have this many bathroom breaks in the show, or I'm supposed to like change the scene or whatever. I'm just like, fuck it. You know, it's more interesting to look at the backdrops than anything to, what are we drinking? We running it back with some more tequila?
Back with some tequila and squirt, my guy.
Ooh, squirt. Oh, I haven't had that in a while.
Nice little combination.
That's nice. That is. So let me ask you about your work, all right? How many, before we get into anything specific, how many jobs in general, the ones that impacted you, have you had?
Do you count network marketing as a job?
Exactly what does that entail?
You know, like I guess stereotypically like pyramid scheme shit.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay, cool. Then in that case, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs.
Okay.
Well, including YouTube 6.
Yeah, and that's where we'll get to at the last that end of that bit. So let's start from the top. What was your first job and how old were you?
First job was working at as a waiter at a Mexican restaurant. I was 17, I believe.
Oh wow! How'd you get the gig?
16, 17. A friend of a friend's mom had just opened up the restaurant like 5 minutes from my house.
Oh nice.
And I was like, dude, I need a job. Let me be a waiter. I'll snap. I'm bilingual. You can't find nobody bilingual here.
Yeah.
Come on, you need me. Yeah.
And did you enjoy working there? How was the gig?
Oh man, let me just say, you know how I've slightly brought up, like very slightly brought up the whole timid thing.
Yeah.
Being a waiter is a nightmare if you have social anxiety.
Yeah.
Because being forced to talk to strangers daily, not the best path. I will say that.
So as you're trying to take their orders, or as they're trying to ask you questions about the food, how did you even adapt? How was the experience as someone that's like an introvert?
You know what? It was kind of like I can when I'm in the fire and I know I'm in the fire and I know I need to get out of the fire, I can work well.
Okay.
I kind of looked at it like as like a roller coaster, right? The parking lot was right in front. So as soon as a car pulled up, my heart sank every time. I was like, I gotta talk to people. Why? Right?
Yeah.
It was like that, but once I sat him down and we were talking, I was like, "Oh, you want the burrito? Well, you know, if you get this, you actually save $2." I was already in it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Oh.
and that was the least worst part. The worst part was the beginning,
which is the initial like, oh fuck, they're coming in the store, they're coming in the restaurant. Here it comes.
Yes.
Put on the charm. And how long did you work there for?
Well, I want to say I worked there for like probably like a year and a half.
Okay, that's pretty sizable. Why'd you hang it up?
YouTube. I wanted to do at this time. I was already thinking about leaving college, and I wanted to start making videos. And I was like, man, I'm not getting any money from this gig. Why am I doing this? I'm wasting my time. Get out of here. I don't want to. You're fucking up everything right now.
Oh, we're talking about the waiter gig? You weren't getting money? What do you mean? They weren't paying you?
No. It's not that I wasn't getting paid. It's just aside from working minimal hours.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was getting paid absolute minimum wage. And this wasn't a Chili's. This was a brand new, small mom and pop Mexican restaurant in the whitest city on the planet. So it's like I'm getting if there's times where I don't get a table in a shift,
Yeah. Oh, wow. So the
So
market just purely wasn't there.
yeah,
And
so there's been times where I get a check and it's like, "Oh, $36, that's lit,"
mhm,
you
mhm.
know?
Damn. So you hung it up there, and do me a favor. So you telling me that you left this job but you started doing YouTube. While you go on your next 4 jobs, can you give me where you're at also with your YouTube career? So kind of have
Yeah.
those two storylines overlap. So your next gig was where and when and how old were you for that?
My next gig was I worked at a dry cleaners,
Okay. Oh,
and,
how'd you find yourself there?
okay, so small context, I'll try and speed it up. Um, there was a whole thing, and like I'm saying, all this is gonna go hand in hand.
Yeah.
The pieces of the puzzle will be here at the end, right?
Okay.
So, my dad had gotten a job in Texas. So, he was gonna move to Texas, and he was gonna go with my mom, and I was supposed to go. So, this is somebody who's losing their grip with reality, not liking the place they are in life. So sometimes you want to do something impulsive. You want to
Hmm.
just start over, right? Little etch a
Hmm.
sketch type shit.
Mhm. Mhm.
So they had offered me like, "Hey, do you want to go to Texas? You'll have your own room. You could do, what you want there, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah. You'll have to get a job, but we'll support whatever you want to do." So I was like, "Oh, I need that in life. I need a clean slate right now." So I was all in. I was gonna move to Texas.
Yeah.
And then that plan just fell apart at very
Okay.
last minute too.
Mm.
Like I was within a week or two from moving. So all those feelings, I'm putting all my marbles into this clean slate because I just can't do it here anymore.
Mm.
And then that all falls apart, my worlds collide, and I have no idea what to do with myself.
Wow. Okay.
So I remember to my uncle asking if I wanted to stay at his house ever because he had an open room. And staying there, he was like, "Hey, as long as you go to school, you don't got to pay rent."
Oh,
Right?
wow.
He was someone who very much tried to encourage the younger cousins of the family to just get a good education, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I said, "Fuck it," and I moved in with him. And this is in Illinois, so I'm not in Wisconsin anymore.
Yeah.
So in Illinois, I needed a job, and I had a hookup from my aunt. She was like, "Hey, I can get you into the dry cleaners. You just got to talk to the manager."
Mhm.
And right there, I was doing no YouTube
Okay.
because
Okay.
I just couldn't. At the time, I was doing Vine, funny enough.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I ended up working at the dry cleaners.
So you work at this job here. Is there something you learned about yourself working at the dry cleaners?
I still hate working with the public and talking to people and being a
Yeah.
cashier and
Yeah.
shit like that. But I already knew that. What I did learn is that what did I learn? That's a great question, moms. What did I learn here? I think that I can start fitting into an environment that I'm not comfortable in necessarily
Mm. Mhm.
because working at a small Mexican restaurant, you don't have a lot of coworkers, you don't have a lot of interaction, you don't have like a crew,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So getting this was I feel like my first real job where I had multiple coworkers along with customers. So it was always a new interaction and a lot of it was just talking to coworkers.
Mm.
So that's, I'm there just folding clothes and shit. So I felt like in that moment or through that, it's like, oh, I can actually fit into these types of environments.
Mhm.
I can become a part of the crew.
I like that. I like that. I like the adaptability. That's huge. That's huge to figure out about yourself and realize that the gig it's not going to be a dream job, but it's one of those survival moments. It's one of those moments you need to do and you need to it's not all about fitting things in your life to make it convenient for you. Sometimes you got to do stuff you don't want to do. Um
Mhm.
and make the most out of leftovers kind of deal.
Mhm.
So you left that place and you worked there for how long exactly?
Like, like 2, 3 months.
Okay, so that was a quick in and out, where wham
It
bam,
was.
thank you, ma'am, kind of deal.
Mhm.
And you found your third job where?
At a warehouse.
Okay, and doing what?
I was a pooler.
What exactly is that?
I would I'd pull the orders. Simple
Okay,
enough. I rode around in a little cart through the warehouse.
oh
I would
nice.
have a whole stack of orders.
Mm,
Let's gather online orders from people.
mm. And so as you're doing this job, where were you in your YouTube time? Were you still not making videos? Were you starting off?
Okay, so this is where I actually tried to make time for it.
Okay.
So I started to try and actually put out content and have it be judged by the public
Mm,
at this point. That's the time period for this warehouse
okay.
job.
Okay. And what was the content at that time?
Skits.
Okay.
That's really all I knew. It was a very early age of YouTube where all I saw was skits,
Mm,
and at the time, you look on Facebook or Instagram, skits are popping off.
yeah.
It's all the rage,
Yeah.
if you wanna get into the game, get a funny skit going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that was the prime time age of like Vine before all that other shit. You're trying to do something funny in what 6 seconds, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
or
6 seconds,
yeah,
correct.
that's huge. That's huge. That's tough. Or back in the day when Twitter would cap you at a shorter amount of characters, like that's tough. How do you be funny in that many characters? I
Mhm.
think it was 140 at the time. So you're doing that job, and again, it sounds to me when I'm hearing you from the restaurant to the laundromat to the warehouse, these are not things that are fulfilling you. These are not things that are feeding into your purpose or what you really want to do. So are you still fighting that crisis that you had when you had that conversation with your mother about dropping out of college during these 3 jobs?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I still am. It was,
Hmm.
well, because she told me this when I was working at this job, timeline-wise.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I was working at this job when she told me that.
Holy cow. Okay. So then let me move to the next then. All right. Well, what was the next job?
The next job was another warehouse job.
Okay. And now with the knowledge of your mom kind of hitting you with that line, where is your mind at? Because like you said, you're going through that crisis. You're going through this, she didn't probably mean to hurt you like that, but that stuck. That's a zing. That's a left hook. And
Mhm.
and you made this decision in your life that college is not for you, and you try to plate it the most palatable way possible for your family to understand, really putting in consideration their emotions and their investment towards you. So where's your mind at this time that you're in another warehouse gig, you're doing a little bit of YouTube on the side, and your ma hits you with that undergut line?
Well, this was a point where when I was working at the first warehouse job, that's also when I did network marketing. I did it at
Oh,
the same
okay.
time, right?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And I tried to do that, you know. Uh, but with that, this is through this period, I'm making small skits. I'm trying to really devote time
Mm,
to a point where I save money for a bit.
yeah.
I do a bit of math, and I say, okay, with the money I have saved, I have 3 months
Mm,
of finances that I can live off of. I'm gonna try and go 100% at YouTube. So I
wow.
walk into the first warehouse job's office and I say, "Hey, I wanna put in my 2 weeks because I wanna go full out YouTube. Fuck this." They thankfully tell me, "Hey, you're a really good worker. We don't wanna lose you. How about you just work Sundays? You come in here, good amount of hours, we'll pay you this,
Hmm.
and you just fucking go ham on orders.
Oh yeah.
And that way you still keep this job because if you quit, we're not taking your ass back."
Wow.
Which honestly was a lie. They would have took me back. But anyways, but I took it. And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'm down." That way I still get a little bit of money still.
Yeah. Some support.
Yeah, so I do this, and thankfully I did take them up on that offer because within 2 weeks of doing that, my family falls on hard times and they need
Mm.
me to step up finance-wise.
Wow.
So I can no longer live off this little pocket of change I had.
Yeah.
I need to go back to full-time work, and I need to start helping with the bills. So at that point, you can tell though, like I was serious about this shit. I really did want to do this. This was plan A.
About YouTube.
Yes, and
Gotcha.
moving into my other job, it was part-time. I could make my own hours. I could go in whenever the hell I wanted to and work as long as I wanted. That helped a lot with trying to make time for YouTube. So at that time, the balance has started to become a bit more even at that time in terms of work dedicated to each thing.
So, okay, and I think this kind of transitions us then to this question where it's like, when did it all click? When did it all come together and culminate to, and of course I'm not trying to give you the double glock verbally, but I'll try my best to say, like, to be successful on the platform and be, make this into a vocation.
I had a moment. I would work real late at that second warehouse job, and it started to click for me where, because I worked at that job, and then I took a break from that job, and then I went back to that job in a weird way. It was a thing where, okay, I'm gonna stay here 4 hours working at this warehouse job, and I'm gonna make $40 and also have some taken out. Or I dedicate 4 hours to my craft, and the potential for not only just fucking fulfillment, but revenue is much larger, because I had gotten I think paid out for the first time before that, before I hit that epiphany.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, you can make money off this.
Yeah.
I was like, I can actually make money off this because I'm starting to get some sort of traction. It was just like, I'd much rather just give time to this. Why am I wasting 6 hours here for 60 measly dollars that I'd waste in a dinner with a girlfriend, and just fucking giving it to my craft?
Damn. I love that you call it your craft, by the way. I might adopt that mannerism. I find that's a beautiful way of saying it. What was the point where you found, like, they'll talk about, if you YouTube, how to make it on YouTube, how do you engage, all the fucking the trigger words, what clickbaits, what are the trends? What was it for you? What was your moment where you were like, holy shit, I'm blowing up? Like, and we're talking away from the, financial part of this, talking about the content. Well, do you remember the video that it took that you're like, this is the one, this is where, or was it a culmination of videos?
It was, well, one of the first videos. It was an episode of my series that I made of covering To Catch a Predator.
Ah.
And that actually broke 100 views, and I got comments, and it got introduced to the To Catch a Predator community on YouTube, who were fanatics of the show.
Oh yeah.
And they very much enjoyed my content. They started to share it around, and it started to gain traction. And I was like, wait a minute, 100+ views, bro, what's going on right now? Wait, people are subbing?
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening right now? I was like, I gotta step on the gas and get more content out. That was the first real domino to it, I'd say.
Wow. Am I allowed to ask about that series? Is that something I mean, I'll give you the out. Am I allowed to ask about that series? I know that there's controversies around it.
Yeah, go nuts.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'd be mistaken not to say, I watched, my friends. I was at the point in my life, I think it was even just a year ago, where I was just like, guys, let's not go out. Let's all just party here at the house. We're all drinking, we're all doing our shit. We get too faded to go out, and then we're just like, I don't know what it was, but someone goes, let's watch a To Catch a Predator compilation. And so we dig into 2 hours, 3 hours of fucking just the most brutal, because I even have a stand-up bit about this shit. Like, I bring it up how, like, back in the day when I had MySpace, my mom was the one who introduced me to the show To Catch a Predator, because she would be like, come here, moms, come here, I want you to watch this show with me. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like this chubby Filipino. Oh, what the fuck do you want, mom? Okay, what? I just want to play my RuneScape and do my MySpace shit with my friends. What do you want? She's like, you're gonna watch this one show with me, okay? And I was like, okay, mom, let's do this. She sits me down and we watch To Catch a Predator. Now, I had no idea what the show is. I had no idea that, this is about pedophiles finding kids online and they're baiting them, which is a fascinating concept. But the worst part of this show, especially when you have to share with your ma, is when they read the transcripts aloud. It's the nastiest shit. I was there with my mom, and I'm like, she and I were just in her room. We were like hanging out on the couch, and he goes, Chris Hansen's over here. Scooby-Doo 69. Why is it that you wanted to finger the ass? And I was just like, really, mom? Like, you think, first of all, that's high praise, mom, that you think that someone online would want to do that with me. I didn't have that confidence in myself of saying that. But needless to say, I was just like, holy, like, it brought this whole world of how redonkulous this was. I think the work is great, but like this moment with my mom where it's literally just us. She didn't bring in my brother, which I don't know why, but just us on our couch watching this shit. I forget about the show until literally 2 years ago. And I was like, wonder what Chris Hansen's up to. And I actually find you. I found one of your vids. And then I rewatched, not 2 years ago. I'm sorry. I'm talking recently when I'm watching your stuff. And I saw this video and it fascinated me. And it was, you called him out on something that occurred. And that is when you gained my highest respect for what you just did. Because those are fighting words, my man. And I'm not even thinking about the legality. This is a whole other thing. I literally watched this video, I think 2 weeks ago. And I'm just like, I'm just in my bed on my phone watching this. And you literally call out Chris Hansen, this man who, he did some good work, but he has fallen on hard times. I think that's a fair thing to say. Mm-hmm. And you called him out for copyright striking a lot of content creators that would use clips. And though you did prove some of the clips were of footage from the police and from officers, so that's public use. And you even you were able to establish what these rules were, which, by the way, great teaching, great education. And for you to call this man out, this man who is a very big public figure, and to stand your own 2 feet and fight for not just yourself, but your friends, your peers, and for what's right is amazing. Tell me about that moment. Tell me about what was going through your head when you are literally about to call out a man that created an empire of catching predators and pedophiles online.
It was a pretty nerve-wracking moment when I remember uploading the video, because I uploaded it during one of his streams. I didn't even purposely try to do that, but it just ended up being the timing.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I released it, and I remember just being nervous as hell, because it's like, well, I'm talking some shit here, right?
Yeah.
But I know I'm right. Like,
yes.
I know this is wrong, and I know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Although you can criticize me, it's like I'm on the right side of
Mm-hmm.
history right now for this.
Correct.
So it was definitely nerve-wracking, but I mean, I'm glad I spoke up in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How? I mean, and I'm not even gonna get into all the depth behind all the players in the game, all the people, because it wasn't just Chris Hansen, there was another man, the producer and all that, and we don't even, and I've heard enough from your case that you put online on YouTube. I was like, okay, this is, holy cow, that's more than enough. This is dead to rights, But did you feel validated in your work, that you use your platform, you use your voice, you use your, the amount of eyes that were on you to fight this fight, not knowing where it could take you, even though you were on the right side of history?
I mean, I think what made me feel good in the whole situation is I was standing up not only for these smaller creators that really didn't have a voice, but I was standing up for fair use, which I like a massive believer in, especially on YouTube, because a lot of my work surrounds, you know, I fair use lets me upload a lot of my videos.
Mm,
You know, it allows me to create a lot of my content. It allows a lot of creators to create a lot of the content that I love watching.
yeah.
So I had a moment when I was a much smaller YouTuber where I was being threatened to be sued
Mm,
because they were going to say that, well, first of all, they were trying to sue me for defamation,
okay.
but
Yeah.
at the same time, they were also saying this isn't fair use. Their real problem with me was that I was using clips from their videos.
Mm,
And when it happened to me, I was a much smaller YouTuber and I knew I was right. I knew my video was fair use that I had made, but I didn't have the voice
mm,
to where, you know, it's like no one who's going to cling to my side here. Who's going to fight with me? If I fight this solo, are they really going to fucking are they bluffing?
yeah.
Are they actually gonna sue me?
Yeah.
The fuck you gonna sue me for? Or are you actually gonna try and take down my stuff? Like, I just didn't know at that moment. I had no confidence because I had no support system.
Mm, mm,
And just to double back to that, in that moment, it's like I was giving these creators what I didn't have when I was a smaller creator
wow. Yeah.
because they were getting bullied in a sense. It's like, and in that moment, I knew I had the voice, I had the megaphone.
Mm, mm-hmm.
Mhm.
True. Damn. Damn. You love to see it. I honestly, I could not. I watched that, I think, at 5 a.m. and I could not believe what I was like, hold the balls. The balls on you to, and you played it fair. You played it down the middle, and I want that to be said, that you know, you weren't just ganging up and just like, here's all the fucking, you heard them out. You had the conversations. You presented your case. So I felt like I was in court. And I was watching that shit, so fascinated about the rules, about the drama, about your voice towards this person that, I mean, again, I watched him as a kid. Like, he put me on to realize, yeah, there are some fucking creeps on the internet. And there are. He did good work, and there's no one taking away from that. But you start attacking the people that are also trying to gas you up. That made no sense. I didn't see any defamation. Maybe there was. But it started getting weird. It started getting wavy, and of course you also addressed the other components to this drama as well. And so I just found this whole thing, especially you being smack down in the middle, and voicing not just your opinion but the fact, is huge. So right now, with your how do you feel, or where are you right now in your YouTube career specifically?
Um, where am I in my YouTube career? I'm in a good place in my YouTube career where it's going very well. I would say things
Mm,
are going good right now. It's a bit of a, I don't want to call it stagnant because I feel like I don't know. I would call it stagnant just because how do I word this, moms? How do I word this?
you tell me.
You know, because I do agree that it's that everything's going well, right?
Yeah.
I can't complain. I literally cannot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just in terms of YouTube, I feel like I'm just in a stagnant phase right now where I'm putting out good content.
Hmm.
People are coming to watch the content and enjoying the content.
Hmm.
But, you know, that's just kind of where I am. That's the bubble I'm in. I'm not really going anywhere beyond that right now. I'm not
Mm.
breaking any walls. I'm also not diving and crashing. It's just
Yeah.
kind of things are just going well right now.
Hmm.
That's how I would say.
Hmm. At your highest aspiration, what would you like your YouTube content to be, or your channel in general?
I hmm, I like to be I like to dissect things in a way.
Yeah.
You know, so whether it be a movie or TV shows or like a series
Hmm. Hmm.
and you know, just put this topic out on a platter or a question and be like, let's think about this when I talk about this right here.
Mm.
I would just like to take a lot more time for my content, honestly. and just really like no deadlines, nothing. Just, hey, if I got to take a month on this, then I got to take a month on it.
Yeah.
And I do it and I come out and I fucking love the final product. And
Mhm.
I hope that everybody else loves it too.
I like that. I like that. That's a nice place to be, especially as it's a content creator. You know, you're trying to build this into something that people will fuck with, but you also are passionate about, and that is illustrated in the work. Like, it's hard to bullshit it. It's hard to when I hear, what is it? Yeah, we were talking about it very much earlier, where it's like, there's some things that I just don't really care for, and it's dragging. It's like it is a drag to work on this project. And similar to your Twitch stuff, it's like, if I'm just not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm not gonna force this, and I think that's what really differentiates the good from the great, is the people that aren't just trying to force feed this, oh, I got a deadline and this is what it needs to be and this is what it has to, but really taking the time to craft your work and putting it in the best light possible, and being able to put it, I'm not a huge person on luck. I actually hate the word, quite frankly. I think it's the stupid, like so many, Mr. GG, so many people have, along this journey of Twitch, have told me, you know what, moms, you got a cool idea going on, this is a cool show, now you just got to get lucky. And I fucking hate that, because it's like, I understand it. I understand it because it's a big platform, all that jazz. But it's one of those things where you just can't sit on your ass and kind of wait for something to happen. You need to put yourself in a position to receive that kind of blessing. And so let me ask one more question about your YouTube career, and we'll move on to the next segment.
Do you mind if I chip in real quick?
Yes.
You hate the word luck, right?
I'm not a fan.
If you asked me,
oh, here we go.
hold on, real quick. You might like where I go. You might not. Just want to throw this out there. When we're talking about, when people have asked me about success on YouTube,
right?
Yeah, and becoming big and stuff, I tell them, well, there is a fair amount of luck that comes with this.
Okay.
But the way I look at luck, and I heard this quote a while back. You might have heard it already, and you still think it's all bullshit, right? But the reason why I like this quote is just because it makes the word luck more specific, as opposed to just dumb luck.
Okay.
I believe the saying is something like, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity.
Yes.
And I love that quote personally, because it like justifies luck in a way. So it's like, it's not that just someone flipped a coin and it landed on you.
Yes.
It's like, I take this in obviously the realm of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, you are putting out all this great content, right? And just because you're putting out great content does not mean you're going to get the views.
Yeah.
You're a slave to the algorithm. You're a slave to whatever happens, right? To what, if people want to watch it or not. So you can keep putting out all this great content, the best shit ever, right?
Sure.
And you're just not getting the views.
Yeah.
That's your preparation on the side of things. You are prepped. You're ready to succeed as soon as someone does put those eyes on you. So when you get that opportunity, whether it be from the algorithm or whatever, and all of a sudden they suggest this video and 100,000 people watch it, they're like, wait, this guy's fucking great. And they sub to you, they appreciate you, you blow up because you were fucking ready to have eyes on you.
Yes. Yes. No, and that's exactly what is leading me to my question, because I agree with you. All right. Let me meet you in the middle. I 100% agree with what you just said. It's the dumb luck where, and I'm going to bring it into the world of Twitch. All right. You've given us the world of YouTube, but in the world of Twitch, a lot of these, especially, okay, I'm the boomer here. And so I've lived in the business world, the real life business world. That's where my mind is. So this world is a little bit foreign to me. And time again, I've been told, you gotta wait for that big raid. That's what's gonna win you over, or the fucking this and that. And I was like, well, let's say I'm just some random kid that's doing whatever and not really engaging and not doing the things that need to be done to create a community. I can get a raid of 1 million people. That doesn't mean, and let's even say that they follow, that doesn't mean it's retention. It doesn't mean that your stuff is there. So that's why I agree with you on you got to work on your craft. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that is not considered. But far too often we're looking, ahead, and we're looking at the highest echelon of Twitch and YouTube, and we're saying, I want that. How do I get that? I want to be them. But they didn't see the behind the scenes struggles or the what needed to be done on their end to get there. So Mr. GG, the question to end this segment or this category is, how did you prepare yourself to get that luck or that preparation and hard work to get that blessing?
I think in many ways we agree, right, about this, honestly, because if I were to transfer it back to YouTube,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
like I could give a shout out to Joe Schmo
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
with 20 subs,
Sure.
and I could it's a hell of a lob, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean shit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He can squander that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
He can decide to stop uploading, or maybe his content just sucks and it just doesn't matter. It's not
Doesn't it?
gonna People aren't gonna keep watching.
Yeah.
You could give it to anybody, but not everybody's gonna actually take that and do something with it. So kind of like you said, like
Truth.
the raid, if you're not fucking gonna do anything about it, well, then it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It was just a
Truth.
cool moment, and that's
Yes.
all it will ever be.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess just the way I prep for it is I made content like everyone was watching. I set a standard for myself once I really started getting like pretty decently good at the shit, you know? I was These 50 people that were consistently watching this video, I got you guys. It's gonna be a hell of a video. I'm gonna put a lot of hours into this. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna skimp out on it. I got you guys. And those 50 people love it. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. And then you start to build the views, you start to build the subs.
Yeah.
People go to the backlog, they start watching, and they're like, wait, this guy was killing it back then.
Yeah.
This is an insta sub. And
Yeah.
that's just how it works.
Hell yeah.
You know?
That's really good to hear. That's legitimately that's some ebook kind of shit. That's some consulting gig kind of advice. No, honestly, that is because
Don't do that to me.
I mean I'm taking notes, my man. That's why my hands are below my screen. I'm taking notes. They're nowhere else, my man. All right, I swear. But it's the reality of the industry. And I think a lot of people want to talk about their dream jobs. They talk about being a YouTuber. They talk about being a Twitch person. They talk about being an influencer in general. But but that kind of preparation, that kind of mentality is, I'm gonna make the content for the people that fuck with me, and it's gonna build its traction in due time. And it is a process. It's not overnight success. And you really do have to be in love with your craft. You do, because it's one of those. What was it? It's the concept of like, if this is your dream, you should be doing everything you possibly and physically can do to try to elevate yourself to be as close as to possible. And I think a lot of people freeingly use the word dream, and it's so fickle. It's so like, is it really a dream, or was it the flavor of the month?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it gets more and more evident as time goes by. For example, with COVID and streaming, I'm starting to see the people fall off. I'm starting to see people that just, fuck it, wasn't for me. And it is what it is. And it's a game of, and that's kind of how the game is. And, GGs, I love you. And like, we're going to, I tell, I'm not referring to you, but I also love you too, my man. All right, keep drinking up. No, but it's one of those things where it's like, it's definitely not, it's not a one size fits all. And that's not me trying to gatekeep. It's just the reality of the,
The facts.
It's brutal.
Facts.
It's brutal out here.
It's this. Sorry, just
no.
Let me just tack something on, and then we'll get out of here. Right? It's no, I mean that's just the reality of it, and that's something that it's tough to have that conversation with people because so many people jump in my DMs. Bro, I want to be a YouTuber.
Oh boy.
Bro, I want to do this. Bro, yeah. I want to do what you do, and it's like, okay, for sure, and they'll ask me all these questions. We'll go through all the works, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, if I'm going to be honest with you, my guy, percentage wise, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
This is not an easy thing to do. It looks easy because it's just in everybody's face. Everybody's an influencer. Everybody's making videos. Everybody's making content. This shit ain't easy. And even if you hit, that doesn't mean you will maintain either. Amen. You still need to move through so many walls. And it's just like, sometimes you're just not built for it. You might want to do it.
Yeah.
But in reality, you're just not built for it, my guy. You don't want it enough. Or you're just not about it. That's just the cold, hard truth about this type of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen. Dropping dimes tonight, dude. I'll give you an option right now. All right, Gigi. I know you streamed before we got here. And so I know you having a hell of a day right now. I will allow you to we could talk about the next category, or we can go into the community questions. The next category is about romantic relationships. It's up to you. What would you like to do?
Now, are you saying one of them will prolong the interview, or
no? I just wanted to make sure you got the legs for this. You good?
Let me get a little
okay.
Stretch going here.
I've never seen someone stream before they got on here, and and I've been trying to tell people like, hey, if you're gonna be doing the show, like either stream like a very short amount of time, or like get ready. This is gonna be a ringer. This is a ringer of a show. It's not easy. What people got to go through emotionally and being vulnerable with not just myself, but to everyone that's watching. I just want to give you that opportunity. But you good?
I think I'm good. Do you mind if I stand?
Of course. By all means. Okay. Do what you got to do.
I'm going to lift my desk right now.
Oh, here we go. This was just a pure flex. He didn't even have to.
Hey, what up, though? What up?
Guys, this table is going down in the next 5 minutes, all right?
Just a little something I picked up at Wayfair.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, we're still shopping at Wayfair. Are we allowed to do that? I thought they got canceled a little bit ago.
Bro, stop. That was a lie. That was a myth, bro. Don't spread that misinformation.
Oh, here we go. I
promise this desk came child-free.
Oh, my gosh. I'm not going to even lie. My desk is also from Wayfair, so I'm with you. All right.
You really tried to cancel me right now.
I had to get you with the ones, too, but I wanted to. If you go down, I'm going down, too. So, all right.
Sorry, I just need to get a little more limber. I think we're ready to go.
This is the most salacious parts of the life story. Everyone gets a little percolating going. They get their ears get up, their hairs, they get goosebumps when we talk about romantic relationships, especially about the past. So let me ask you this, all right? In your past, how many people have you dated? And when I say dated, I'm not talking about, you met them kind of like a quick relationship. I'm talking about there was a title.
Honestly.
Shoot.
In total, in my life, I'd say 2, and the first is iffy.
Okay. Well, let's start with iffy. All right. How old were you?
I got this. Give me a sec.
Carry the one.
Damn, what was I? 17?
17. Okay.
I think. Yeah,
it's around high school, right? Is around high school, senior year-ish?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, sure. So you and how'd you meet this lady?
It's just gonna be another sad story, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
This is the same girl that didn't that I wanted to go to prom with.
Okay.
Yeah, that is her. And I met her just knowing her since like fucking grade school.
And so, how did this relationship start?
Well, you want the truth or you want the lie, moms?
We both know what this show is about, Mr. GG.
Want the lie? I got you. Let me dress this up for you.
Yeah, please.
Okay, no, what happened is just we were all hanging out a lot. She would hang out with our group of friends and stuff. Cool. And I was like, I'm gonna ask this girl out. So I want to go out with her, right?
Nice.
And I did ask her out. And she said yes.
Awesome.
And
okay.
And what ended up happening, you're making it seem like my life's really sad. I've had good moments, guys. Okay, don't listen to moms.
I'm not making your life sound anyway. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. I'm just trying to, know.
So what happened was, you remember how I said during the prom story that this girl doesn't like saying no to people?
Okay.
It turns out that she felt a bit of I can't say no to him when I asked her out, right?
Huh.
So she tried to get into the mindset of, oh yeah, I'll make it work. I didn't want to say yes at the moment, but we'll make this work. And after a while, I was like, well, no, I don't want to do this. And that's why I said this is iffy, right? And I ended up figuring out through other people
Okay.
that she wasn't really about this. So I felt
Mm.
like a fucking idiot. And that was done with just like that. So that's why I said that one's kind of yeah.
Okay. So you dipped out of that, and you're just like, all right. What did you learn through that?
Life sucks. No. Um, no, it's just sometimes what you want ain't what you need.
Mm, I can feel that one.
That's how I can sum it up.
I feel that one. I think that applies to so much in life. That applies to so many ways, but that one, especially with a relationship, that one hits home. Where
Mhm.
you find this girl, you're infatuated. You want everything. You're like, oh my god. You're. It's like you're that first love kind of thing of like, holy cow, can this be? Did I just find the one? Did I find someone that I actually can vibe with and that I like their energy? I think they're beautiful, this and that, and then you get whatever denied or it just doesn't work out or whatever, and you're just like, wow, what I thought, because we think we know what's best. What I thought, what I wanted, should have been it. This should have been it.
Mhm.
So after her, who was the second one, and how old are you for that one?
I was I want to say 19.
Okay.
19.
Mhm.
Second one I met through a family member.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we just kind of not hit it off the first time we met, but we were cool and we just kind of kept communication.
Mm.
And eventually I asked her out. This was already out of school,
Okay.
and she said yes, and she meant it.
What do you mean by that? And meant it?
Because the first one wasn't really sure about it when she
Oh,
said yes.
okay. Okay.
This
Okay.
one this one was sure about it.
Mm-hmm. And I was infatuated by the tagline you just gave, and she meant it. And so I was like, all right, all right. So with this one, how long did this relationship last?
It's 6.5 years.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of time.
Hmm.
What did you learn about her as well as yourself?
It's dude, everything. She's so much 6.5 years. Everything, literally everything. You spend a relationship with somebody, a real relationship. You really go through all the bullshit of a relationship, all the good parts of a relationship,
Yeah.
learning to be with somebody, live with somebody, experience things with somebody. You learn things, literally everything. I can't even like boil it down to one or two things. It's just everything. Everything that I've learned, everything that I've tried to better about myself or in my life, just like a lot of it did stem from that.
What was something in that relationship that you learned about yourself that you needed to improve?
Me, um, let me pick one out of the list there that I needed.
You
That
got
I
a
needed.
jar? You got a jar full of them right here?
No, I mean, yeah, probably, yeah. Um, I think just if I were to pick one, which one do I want to pick? I think communication was a big thing that I picked up.
Hmm.
Right, like I was never a great communicator
Yeah.
with other people.
Yeah.
And I learned that I just learned how to talk to people, I feel like. I became so comfortable talking to people and just having conversations, and it was because of that. It was a thing where I never wanted to say anything because I was like, "Well, what I have to say isn't interesting."
Hmm.
I went to work and this guy did this and this guy did this shit. And like I kind of learned like, "Oh, wait, you when you have conversations with people, you kind of just tell those stories."
Yeah.
But I thought like my life isn't interesting enough to say anything, so I'm shut up about everything. And I just learned to communicate.
What was your happiest moment in that relationship?
Hmm. Happiest moment in that relationship. That is a great, great question. I would have to say Man, happiest moment. There's so much fucking time. Cannot pinpoint
Mm-hmm.
just a
Or
specific
a happy
happy
moment.
moment.
Give me something that you hold dear as a memory.
Uh, a happy moment
Yeah.
was it was just it was something so just like not even a really crazy relevant event or something like that. It was just this small innocuous moment where we were just at nighttime, we were just on a college campus
Mm.
walking around in the freezing cold with like a Dunkin' Donuts hot chocolate, just talking about life, walking along over to the beach. It was just such a peaceful moment.
Mm.
And it was bliss, you know?
Wow. Yeah. So what happened?
Um, it's just sorry, I looked over your chat for like 2 seconds.
I know it's a trap. That was a great line too.
It's just life, you know? It's just life, dude.
Sorry. That is my favorite answer of all time. You know,
Life,
it's just. I mean,
can't really give you a much better answer than that. Just life.
okay, okay. I'll take it. I'll
Mhm.
take it. Let me ask one more question about
Mhm.
this. All right. And I think it's something that I believe a lot of people, specifically content creators too, have a question on, struggle with. How do you balance that? How do you balance a romantic relationship while also creating content on YouTube and also trying to stream on Twitch? How do you do it?
The correct answer is you don't, right? It's everything that you want to do or need to do are just all fighting each other. It's a
Yeah.
fucking battle royale.
Yeah.
Unless you're perfect, someone's losing that battle. Or some more than one are losing that battle. And you just have to hope that you choose the right one to lose that battle. Unfortunately, everyone strives to be perfect and balance everything, but when you have a romantic relationship, and then you have YouTube, and then you have streaming, and then you have a daughter, and then you have your social life, and then you have just you time, it's fucked.
Yeah.
It's fucked. I've been it's weird. I used to complain about this shit back at my warehouse shop. Like, dude, how the fuck are you supposed to balance all of this? And now I have more to balance. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
there's no way. In my eyes, somebody's got to take a fucking hit.
Mm. Wow. That's blind. That's as blind as it's gonna get. I appreciate that honesty, and I think that's especially for those that are. I'm counting myself as a boomer at 27, but I know I'm it's still fairly young in the game. But
Dude, you're old as hell, dude. Jeez.
okay, bro,
I thought I saw gray hairs, but now I
I'm
know.
surprised you saw any hair at all, to be honest with you. All right. I wore a hat for fucking 6 months. Only recently did I buy a pack of 10 bandanas from Amazon. All right, my man. There was a sale. It was Prime Day the other week. Uh, I love that. Okay. What? Come on. Hey, I'm fucking. Hey,
Bro,
I'm still
this hat
earning
doesn't
here.
this hat doesn't leave my head, all right?
Hey.
Because I don't get haircuts.
Amen. Amen. I like to hear that. Oh, okay. You don't have haircuts. Okay, that means you got hair. All right. Again, stress losing. But I appreciate that, Mr. Gigi. I really do. I think that's a common battle, and I think the course of this evening, talking about your life story, talking about your experience on Twitch and YouTube, there's so much relatability, and a big part of having, I'm not gonna even pretend like, well, we know the numbers. We know that your success on YouTube, and it's very easy for people to be, the starstruck, the people that want to put other people on a pedestal because they have that kind of success on other platforms. But if there's anything that I've had tonight, it's so humbling hearing you, and it's so amazing hearing the trajectory of your story as well as the relatability. I think that is, if there's something I'm seeing in why your community really rallies behind you and supports you and wants to see you succeed in every facet of that word, it's because you're able to relate. You take away, all that. The success is there. You're still killing it on YouTube. You're working. You're doing what you love. But at the end of the day, you really have this ability to ground yourself and be amongst the people and be able to remember, like, yeah, we're all people. We have this shit. I've gone through this shit as a kid. The loneliness, the outcast, being ostracized, the racism, maybe for some, going through those difficult conversations with your family where you have a battle between passion and tradition, going into the love life of it all, going into the work history and knowing that, yeah, you went through 4 or 5 jobs that wasn't your shit until you found your shit. And if there's anything we've learned tonight is that, that there's so much to bet on yourself, to have that confidence in yourself, and to be like, you know what, I fucking believe in myself enough to do this thing. It may be against the grain. It may be something that, again, I don't think your mom was there purposely hurting you, but it did come out that way. But all of that to culminate to this moment where you're able to hold your head up high, say, yeah, I'm fucking making a living myself, doing what I love. And that is one of the biggest treasures in life that not a lot of people get to do. And to see you do that and share that with us tonight has been fucking fantastic, man. I applaud you. But I act like this is the ending of the show. It's not, Mr. GG. We literally have one last segment here, and it's the community questions, all right? Now, here's the thing. Over the course of this evening, I've been collecting here all these questions. And
can I just say real quick, if you don't mind, Moms?
Of course.
Bro, you're good at this. You really are. The fact that you were able to just wrap that conversation up in a nice little bowl like that without even stumbling a little bit, that takes talent, brother. You don't just do that. There's no school for that. You got to be able to do that. And that's why I was such a fan of you, and I like listening to your conversations, because this isn't just some fucking amateur that manages to get streamers to come in here to talk to. You're good at what you do, brother, and I hope you really know that. And I hope you don't lack any type of self-confidence when it comes to this type of stuff. This is the best podcast I've ever been on.
You're going to make me cry, Mr. GG. You're going to make me cry. That's not allowed.
I hope you do.
It's not It's not allowed.
Chad needs to clip it.
You want me to tell you the truth?
I want to tell you.
I'll tell you the truth. This is one of the hardest shows I've ever had to do. Not because there's some external pressure, in terms of like the moment. I actually, the second we go live, I lose myself in this. I love it. I truly do, from the top to the bottom. And then being able to put that on YouTube, being able to make this podcast and all the other fucking content I'm trying to create, to be creative and using it as my outlet. But I'll tell you this, man, a lot of it is my family. A lot of it is, I'm there's some personal stuff in terms of my work. COVID took that away. And so I'm trying to not just, it's not even trying to make this a job. I'm trying to find a purpose, an identity again. And it's hard. It is hard. And I think that what makes me different than a lot of other people here is that my back is against the wall, whether they know it or not. And whether it be what you said just now, holy cow, I didn't think I was actually going to cry. Holy shit, okay.
You're getting me, Mom. Stop it. Stop it.
Whether it be right here, right now, or I had some DMs today from a future guest, and it got to me. It got to me because I had, again, conversations with strict Asian parents, my man, conversations with my brother that, you would think that they would understand, but they don't. And it's not a diss at them. They're just unfamiliar with this world. And I love this place. I really do. And I love being able to share these moments with you and hear you, man. That's that. If there's a very grim quote that says, like, our job, our vocation is what we choose to do until we die. And if that's the case, then I have no other choice. Like, I love this. Like, I can't, it doesn't matter who you are. It does not, like, it, to be able to share this moment, to share this platform with you, man, is, and I'm not just speaking of you, I'm speaking to all the guests I've had, is so, it's the biggest honor of my life. I've had a lot of moments in my life, man. Yeah, again, I'm 27. I know that's now. If this was Renaissance age, I would have lived 2 lives. I would have been been king of the castle by now. But to share this moment, man, it's so surreal every time. Every time we do this show, and I'm able to hit a note, and I can really resonate with the guests is insane. It's insane. So thank you, and thank you for the kind words, and especially the time. But let's again. It's not me this evening. It's you. So let me allow me to ask you some questions from your community. All right.
Okay, go nuts.
Why are you covering this? Oh, I thought you were.
No.
Oh, you got me nervous. You got me nervous right here. Oh my gosh. All right. I thought you were like, this interview's fucking over, man. No tears. There's no crying and streaming. All right. Say that to majority of my friends. That's not how I actually choose my friends based off who cries on stream. Just to level out the playing field. So the first question here, Mrs. GG.
Mm-hmm.
What's the scariest moment of your career in streaming? I'm sorry, in YouTube.
On YouTube, scariest moment?
Yeah.
Scariest moment, it's a tie. Maybe it's a tie. Maybe it's a few. It's between the moment where I was threatening to be sued and a tie between somebody was reacting to my video that I did on them, and that was the first time that an entirely new audience was gonna like have their eyes on me and maybe be able to poke fun at me.
Yeah.
And then I would say recently I kind of had like a bit of a small a depressive episode in a way where I thought like it was over for me on YouTube. I felt like I wasn't coming out of it because I thought I had lost touch with my audience. I thought I had lost all my like creativity. Like I wasn't going to be able to come back from it. I thought it was like this dream that I've been able to maintain for so long
Mm.
was about to just crash, and I legit would have to think of a plan B.
Yeah.
So it's between those.
Yeah. If it's okay to ask, GG.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just reading it verbatim. I'm sorry, it's not me.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
If it's okay to ask, GG, what are you going to do with all those shakers behind you?
I've just been giving them out to friends and family members whenever I see them.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's basically it. They're mine to keep, but I don't want so many because I have a shit ton. So it's like whoever comes by the house, or if I run into somebody, or it's like, hey, bring these back to your fam. You take those.
You got those in your car, my man? You just got those stocked up, ready to give out?
No, I got a whole box.
Oh, I see. Man's the Wonko shakers over here. Damn.
That's all good.
What's a favorite artist or band of yours and why?
Favorite artist or band of mine? That's a great question. Oh man. If I just had to take a shot in the dark, I feel like I've always been able to resonate a bit with Logic. So I'm a fan of Logic as a rapper, and just a lot of the content he's put out, a lot of the songs he's put out. I think it's good stuff.
You catch him on Twitch?
I haven't gotten to tune into as many streams as I would like to, so I have to catch a lot of highlights on YouTube usually.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a while. I know he signed a big thing with Twitch. I'm waiting to see a little bit more, especially since he hung up the career there. GG, what's your favorite content to watch on YouTube and favorite game of all time? And this is asked by Shadow Z Wrecker.
Ooh, favorite content to watch. I really like to watch I like to watch the content I like to make. Videos where people like to dissect something like movies or TV shows, or make just a very funny movie review on something and really just break it down and hit it from all angles and just make it fucking very entertaining. It's just what I look forward to. And what the hell was the other question?
Oh shit. Favorite video game.
Favorite video game of all time?
Yeah.
What a nutty question.
That's
How
just
dare
rude.
you put that pressure on me?
I know.
That's crazy, man. I feel like I feel like I had a favorite video game for every chapter in my life. I don't know if I have one of all time. That's crazy. Oh man, I don't know. It's tough because like if I think about a favorite video game, it's like, okay, do I think about a video game that I could still play today?
I think you have to because it has to have the legs, you know?
Dang, because I would say, I got down and dirty on Black Ops 2, but if I don't think I'd play that right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. San Andreas.
Sanity? Okay, that's got a lot of that's good.
Yeah.
Raid Shadow Legends.
It's got a lot of replayability. Raid Shadow Legends is a close second.
There. Oh, that's that business brain right there. That's that business brain. Never burn a bridge.
They heard it.
I'll clip it for them later. All right. We'll take out all this nonsense in between. GG, how does your mood and your art affect each other?
What was the first thing you said? Mood and art affect each other.
Like, for example, do you, and this is the IE, do you create better content under stress or with lots of freedom?
When shit's not going good IRL, it's tough to make good content. It just is. You have to put you got to put more of a face on, You know how people say people jump into this YouTuber persona, like they just turn on for the camera.
Yeah.
That becomes ever so evident when you're in a shitty mood, you're having the worst fucking day, but you got to record. So I put on some music, put on a little hype music, put on a little 21 Savage to get hyped up to. And then I record. And I'm like, okay, now I have to be this person.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, mood fucks with you. If you're in a great mood, you get in there. It's fucking easy day. Easy fucking day. The easiest job I've ever done.
I like that. That's true. That's true. Especially your emotions are tied to your work, and especially when you're on screen, it's hard to BS it. But that's part of the industry. I try my best to skim them so we can vet the questions, but this one's a long one here. Your disturbing movie series is always entertaining. Out of all the disturbing movies you've seen, which one is your favorite? P.S. Some generally good disturbing movies to check out are Audition, The Skin I Live In, and Come See. Come and See.
Come and See? I was like, come see.
Yeah.
That sounds like a rapper. What is that? Okay. Those are, I believe I've heard those suggestions before, but just to make sure I give that person a well thought out answer, just quickly looking right here on the side.
Of course.
My favorite movie out of all of them in my disturbing movie series was not these. I think if I had to choose one, it would probably be, I would say, We Need to Talk About Kevin or Inside.
Why?
Those would be I just genuinely thought We Need to Talk About Kevin was a great movie. It's just, I don't know. It was nothing like the other ones I was watching. And Inside was just, it was a gore fest, but it was tasteful to me.
Okay.
I was like, there's a purpose here for all this. And I enjoyed it.
Okay. What does the GG stand for?
Stands for whatever you want it to stand for.
Oh, okay. I feel like I'm at a club right now and you just try to spit some game at me. Hey, listen here, moms. It's whatever you wanted to stand for, all right? All right. I mean, clearly the layup is the good game, but how did you even come up with your username there?
See, moms, you don't know about this, right? But we don't talk about that on this side of the street. You know what I mean? A lot of people ask about it, and a lot of people don't know about it. So we kind of keep that on the hush.
That's a DL kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a fun little Easter egg that people can think about for the rest of the time.
Okay, fair play. Hey, good stuff. How much do you sleep?
That's a funny question. Right now, when my bags are highlighted as ever. Not a lot.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, what do I average? Sometimes it's fucking horrid. Other times, like a good night is like 6 hours, right?
Wow.
That's golden for me. 6 hours, okay, I'm okay. I can live in the morning, and it's just, usually I wake up through the night a fair amount of times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I get like this shitty fragmented sleep where it doesn't matter how many times I go back to bed. It's like it's already ruined.
Hmm.
So I don't sleep a lot, and the quality is also dog shit.
All right. The quality, yikes. Are you running on caffeine, my man?
Am I running on caffeine right now?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Right
in
now,
general.
I'm running on tequila right now. I am a bit of a caffeine. I need my caffeine.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Let's take a shot in the dark with this question. I have no idea. Maybe this might be an inside comment between you and your community. Would you please tell us all about your wonderful animals? Do you have any idea
I think they're just talking about my dogs, right?
Oh.
I don't think it's an inside joke. I think they're just asking about my dogs.
I thought they had some sort of thing going on. I don't know. I've never heard animals specifically so generalized.
Like, yeah, well, my tiger. You know,
what zoo do you keep in behind you?
No. I just I got a Siberian Husky.
Yo, what?
She's the cutest thing ever. She's also annoying as all hell. But and then, well, I used to live with a little Chihuahua, but she's at my mom's now.
Wow, what range? What range in pets there? From a Siberian Husky to a cute little Chihuahua there. Oh. Gigi, please tell us some of your favorite things about your dad. He would be absolutely over the moon proud of you. Heart.
Favorite things about my dad? He would just kind of he instilled a lot of just like hard work. You know, through it all, he instilled just not really giving up on things. Like one of his sayings that he will always say a lot that stuck with me the most is there's always a way. He would always say that. So we would, you know, he was always real handyman kind of guy. So we'd be doing something, we'd be fixing something, and we can't fix it. It's like fuck. And it's like me, I was like, all right, well, let's call it a day. Let's get the fuck out of here. But him, there's always a way. We'll figure something out, and he'll somehow figure out a way to get it going. And I like to hold on to that for certain things where I'm in a similar situation. I'm like, well, I should probably just get out of town right now, right? Or get out of Dodge. But if there's a way, there's a way.
Nice. We got 4 more here. All right, 4 more, and then I'll move us into the final segment of the evening. First one is, how supportive was your girlfriend during your YouTube / Twitch / etc. career?
Extremely supportive, very much so. Definitely had my back with everything, and not only because she was that kind of person, but because I kind of set the tone early. Where when we were first dating, I made it real clear, like, if you're ever interrupting what this is, like, I'm dropping you. This was very early on that I was speaking this brash, but it was just like, I'm all about YouTube. And if you're going to get in the way of that ever, like, we're done with this. But she never did.
Amazing. Oh, I'll save that one for last. I say that because it's a nice thing. All right, I like to wrap that in. What do you think is your greatest strength? What do you think is your greatest weakness? This is an old school interview question here.
Yeah, right. Greatest strength, I think, is just. Is it a? I think just able to writing. Let's say writing. Let's go with writing. I was going to say creativity, but I don't like that answer. Let's go with writing. I'd like to believe I'm a very good writer. I'm good with my words when I'm writing them down and putting them on paper or script. Now, I would say writing is definitely a strength of mine. Weakness is probably time management. I have always sucked ass at that. Still do. I've never been good at that. I'm horrible at time management.
What do we got here? What do you want to achieve in the next 10 years?
Shit, a lot, dude. 10 years?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like 45. I'm trying to achieve, trying to get me a house. Shit, I'm trying to get me a house like in the next couple of months. I'm trying to get a house,
Nice. Mm-hmm.
trying to really get things popping on YouTube. Well, I mean, they're obviously doing good already, but
Mm-hmm.
like really hit this milestone where I can really bring full-time employees on to help me with things. Just start in a way, have this small business group
Mm.
where we all work together to strive for the same goal, just bring out fucking dope content and have everything just working in a line, you know? I don't want to be the guy managing all of this at the end of the day.
Mm.
There's a lot to keep up with, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's way too fucking much. I don't want to deal with this channel and this channel and this channel and the stream and answer the emails and make the thumbnails for this channel. It's like, no, I
Mm-hmm.
want to divert this.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I just want this to keep moving in one swift motion with me not fucking spreading myself too thin.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's being that manager. It's being able to delegate, I think is the term I'm looking for. And especially finding people to trust too. It's tough. It's tough to find that. I think that's probably the biggest thing in business is who do you go into business with that you can trust with your baby. This is the thing that brought you where you are today. And that's not going to be easy just to hand off in terms of not the whole thing, but even just minimal tasks. Because it's in your vision, it's in your eyes of how you want that to be presented to the world. The last thing here is not even a question, it's a statement. That's the reason I saved it. It says, Gigi, you're an amazing person. Never forget that. Take everything in stride, and you will never falter. Art. That is such a wise old person that I think that was in a Bible verse, I think. I haven't heard the word falter in years.
That was impressive, yeah.
I like that a lot. But I that's something that I enjoy about these community question segments is because they hit you from all angles. And I'm surprised too. I only pulled this up for when the time arises. And they can either roast you. I've had people we've sat here for 30 minutes and they just get absolutely reamed and it's brutal, or they get a mix of that or loved or absolutely loved. It depends. It depends on what I guess the mood is, or if Mercury is in retrograde or whatever. But Gigi, we've reached here the final segment. But before we even get to that, there's two things I'm gonna have to ask you to do for me. All right. We spent this evening together. I know this is weird. This is the multi-level marketing part. You got to pull two friends of you. Jeez Louise. Well, it's going to actually kind of sound that way because here's the thing. First things first, do you have the stream up?
Yeah, I do.
Cool. Can you go and check in the viewer list who is watching and pick a random name that isn't myself, a mod, or a VIP? Any name. Whatever you want.
Is someone I recognize, or does it have to be a
and anything doesn't matter as long as they're here, and then I'll call them out.
Okay, I'm gonna not look to not be biased here.
All so right.
I'm just gonna scroll, and this is what I'm gonna do.
Go ahead.
Scrolling. It's this name. Mr. No Chill Man. Is he here?
Yo, Mr. No Chill Man, are you here?
Or is he lurking?
I don't know. We don't. I gotta get the attention of those that are here. Mr. No Chill Man, you got 5 seconds. 4.
Sounds like a lurker. I don't like it.
2, 1. All right. Another name. He can't even get it added.
Okay, I'm just gonna go quick. This name. No Mortal Z.
No Mortal Z, are you here?
Are you here, Z? Or did you dip?
You might want to just pick a name. Oh, yo, there he is. There he is. No Mortal Z, yo. So what the deal is for this one? I'm actually writing your name as we say this. You got VIP. That's it. That's you've gotten it. So what's gonna happen here? Thank you so much, Parker. Oh my gosh, that's huge. There's a list there. There are 5 VIPs of this channel. That's all we hold here, and they get plastered on my main overlay. So no more Z. I'm gonna need you to pick one of those people that we're booting out of here. All right, they're done. They had their final drink at the club at the VIP's lounge. They're out of here, and we're sending them walking. So go ahead, No More Z, and I'll be changing that after the stream. Who do you got? Give me a name, any name. Don't worry. There's no pressure. Don't choose my mom. Well, we can't tell him which one's your mom, all right? But someone's mom is here. Dead ass.
Last call.
Last call. It's closing time. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get a copyright strike. All right, is that a
Oh man,
bro, that's the biggest news.
Like this VOD. Can't get it out of
here. No cap. Who you got? Cap. Who you got? This man is taking his time. He's like, this is my moment. He stood up straight.
With Cappuccino, is that he's doing? Is that what he said, Cap?
Yeah, wait. Who did you choose? Cap? Cappuccino? Is that who you chose? Put a yes or no.
All he said was no cap and then cap, and now he's just fucking with us. Yes, that's who.
That's who? For sure? All right. That is actually the mom. Yeah, yep. That is the mom. You hate to see it. I'm so sorry, Britballs. I know you're here. I'm so sorry. Yikes. You hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen, but that's the rule of the game. Mr. GG, there's one more thing after that. I'll change that after stream. There's one last thing that I got to ask you, and it's you've experienced this. You've been here for a couple hours. We got to talk. We got, is that Jimmy V? I don't know if you're familiar with who Jimmy Vivano is. It's the whole mentality of, we laughed, we cried, and we inspired. And that's a full day. And that's what I aspire for every one of my streams here. And so who would you choose to experience this exact same thing? Who's someone you would like to watch on this stream? I'm just taking a suggestion. Yeah, I'm taking hats. I like I gain inspiration.
So I'm basically nominating someone to jump in an interview with you.
Yeah.
Do they have to be a streamer? Question number one.
Oh, it's it's the hardest part is just finding them, to be honest, and reaching out to them. I won't say, if you want, I'll give you two. I can give you one that's a YouTuber and one that's a streamer.
Okay. Well, no. Second question.
Oh shit.
And you can keep this between. Do they gotta have like a little bit of sauce? You know what I mean?
What do you mean sauce? What do you mean sauce?
I mean, do they gotta have like a little bit of sauce, or like it's just you know what I mean?
For me, I think the content. Like, here's the thing. All right, there is no secret of the show. I mean, it depends how you define sauce. Okay, everyone loves a little bit of sauce. All right, everyone loves a little sauce. But it is also the their willingness. Who's someone you think would be even willing to do the show? That's tough too.
Oh, I know people that are willing. I'm just asking these important questions.
The sauce is too vague. I don't know. I do love some sauce. All right, yeah. Let's go with sauce. All right, okay. You caught me. I'm a Jehovah's thickness. All right, I love some sauce. So give me the sauce.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking because like I don't know if you want me to shout out necessarily smaller channel or
it's up to
larger
you. It's up
channel.
to you, Mr. GG.
Ooh,
it's up to
pressure
you.
on me.
I'm gonna give you the reins on this one.
And I can only nominate one, right?
I'm gonna give you only one. Yeah.
Okay. Damn. That's how you feel. Okay. You're putting everything from the ball in my court. Okay. I gotta drive to the hole right here. Honestly, if I had to nominate someone, and I think this only makes sense.
Okay.
I gotta nominate Scout.
Scout.
I gotta nominate Single Scoutman in chat. He is a streamer. He is affiliate. He doesn't stream as much as he should. You can nag him about that. But I say him because he's the one that introduced me to you. I think you guys would have a great conversation. But if you don't like Scout, which I totally understand, not a lot of people do, I could totally throw another suggestion your way.
I'm not gonna deny it. That's not the game. All right. The game is I always love understanding the choices of the people. So I'll take what you got. I'll take it with Scout, and I have him on the sticky note. Don't worry, I'm obsessive with all this jazz. You could even see they're a Korean Air brand. That's a pure endorsement there. Now those are my fucking former coworkers there. But dope. So I have that written down. I'll have that all squared away. But Mr. GG, all right, we've reached the final segment of the evening. All right.
Ooh.
You've gone through the ringer with me. All right. It's always a I think are you doing all right? You still a little bit woozy or what's going on in your mind?
No, I'm ready, dude. I'm ready.
You're
It's a good
ready.
time.
Okay. Okay. So the way I end the show is the same way I have since I've started it. And it's an homage to Inside the Actors Studio. Are you familiar with that show?
Yes, somewhat familiar. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. All the kids that I have here is 20-year-olds. Oh, what's that show? And I'm just like, okay, this. I think I grew 10 years on my life, or in my appearance of how old I am by dating myself of saying the show. But thank you for knowing it. But it's an homage to that. It's an homage to the late great Mr. Lipton, James Lipton, who was an amazing host for there, and he brought in entertainers, actors, actresses, and had a conversation about their life, about their discography. And he would end the show the same way for 23 years. And so we do the same thing here. The only difference is that there are two rules. One is I don't react to anything you say. I don't react to your answers. I'm going to be completely silent. Once I read it, I'll hear you out. And once there's a lull, I'll move on to the next question. And the last rule is to just, you do have to answer it, but keep it in a thought. So you don't have to pontificate on it too much. You don't have to do just a one-worder, but keep it within that thought. All right?
Okay.
Okay, Mr. GG. Once that's done, we'll close it out. We'll go our separate ways, and then hopefully I'll find someone that we could raid here. But you ready?
It's a little nerve-wracking, but yeah, I think I'm ready.
All right. Question 1. What is your favorite word?
Persuasive.
What is your least favorite word?
Hybrid.
What turns you on?
um, very engaging personalities.
What turns you off?
People, hard-headed people who actually don't listen to what you say.
What sound or noise do you love?
Rain.
What sound or noise do you hate?
The shuffling of papers.
What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
What profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
Actor.
What profession would you not like to do?
Working at the morgue.
And lastly, Mr. GG, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I'm glad you chose this way.
I love it. Perfect. Perfect. GG. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. GG, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. That was fantastic, dude. You killed it. You absolutely killed it. This man saying he can't go live and be entertaining. Bullshit, man.
That last part was tough. It was like a quiz. It's like, fuck, what do
Yeah.
we say here?
I'll tell you the psychology about it too. There's nothing worse than, you see a guy that we've talked for hours now and we're doing back and forth and we're speaking in a rhythmic pace, and then suddenly he's dead fucking quiet. It is jarring to say the least, but I love it. And I know it's a position of, where I know what to expect. But dude, you absolutely killed it. It's been such a blast, and honestly, man, there seems to be a kind of a little bit of a thing where it's like, we go through this kind of emotional roller coaster of conversation, and then, I'll probably reach out in a little bit or even a little later, but I want to continue to watch you grow, my man. And I know that's, it's from a smaller streamer to a large one, but like what you're bringing to the table here on Twitch and what you're doing on YouTube is great stuff. All right. And it should be affirmed, and it should be underlined and highlighted that it's not just, it's not the bullshit. It's not the toxic stuff that is lately. I feel like a lot of content on YouTube, especially with the students that I mentor, they always bring up all the toxic stuff on YouTube. They love it, But what you bring is something insightful, is something different. It's a perspective that may not have been talked about prior. It may be a niche, but it's definitely something that your passion shows and glows through. So I just want to empower you, my man. I understand, or I don't understand. I throw that word out the window. I hear you, and I heard you tonight. And I want to be able to empower you on your journey and what you're doing with your life, both inside and outside of content creation, man. It's fantastic. It's genuinely. It's what occurred tonight was nothing short of something I needed, at least. I'm going to be selfish when I say this, something I needed to keep going forward. So I genuinely thank you. And I know your community, as well as my community that spent this evening together, really, really appreciated this moment.
Okay. Thank you very much. I genuinely appreciate the kind words. I really do, moms. But now it's time for me to suck you off a little bit. I just want to say, honestly, dude, there's a reason I said yes to this, and it's because I had already popped in your streams. I had already seen the way you speak to other people, no matter who it was, no matter the demographic. You spoke to them, you humanized them every single time. You made them feel comfortable. You they were able to be vulnerable with you, and that's not something that people can pick up even in like a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour period. That's not easy to do with somebody. I know you say that this isn't an original idea because it's just an interview, but like we talked about in our whole conversation, if you're sometimes you can be put in a position, but if you're not fucking good, then it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And you moms are fucking good at this. You are good at what you do. You take the time, which I think really fucking matters. This is coming from someone who has done quite a bit of podcast. It's not even close in terms of the experience I had. And I genuinely thank you for having me on.
Damn, my man. I really appreciate that, man. I really do. That means the world. It's one of those things where it's like, in terms of people that I listen to, I want to, there's a lot of people on here that we're all chasing a dream. We're all chasing this. And we kind of feed each other these lines. We feed each other this advice that is not very much founded. You know, it's kind of like, why am I hearing out the person that hasn't been there before? And that's something that's been sticking in my mind the past 2 weeks. You know, we've been really doing this thing, and a lot of streamers and content creators are picking it up, and they're like, oh shit, this is something I want to be a part of. And I've literally had to take, like, I had an interview last week. I stepped outside of my house and I just took a deep breath, because I was like, holy shit, what are we doing here? Like, are we breaking ground? Is this something so, you know, is this really that different? When's it gonna end? And you know, hearing people like yourself and a lot of other great streamers that I look up to affirm and lift me up on that, as well as, you know, I don't want to underline the community. You know, the day one people that it was like, you know, at first it was nice just seeing you get kind of loaded on stream and then see where you were going to take that comedically. And it's interesting. Yeah, my chops are in comedy, but my soul and my heart's in this, is in conversation, is in emotional intelligence specifically. So to hear someone of your caliber say that, and I know I'm flipping it over and over to you. That really does mean a lot. That's another notch in my belt, and something that I will take with me as I go forward with this, my man. Is there any final words you want to say to the crew here before we have to separate?
Yes, real quick, if you don't mind.
Of course.
I just want to say to everybody here, that from my community and from Mom's community, thank you for being here. You know, thank you for listening to the conversation, even if you just picked up a little snippet. Seriously, thank you guys. You know, I told my community before I came over here, I was like, hey, trust me, guys, stick around. It's gonna be a good time. You're gonna like this guy. As soon as you hop in the stream, you're gonna get what I mean, and you're gonna know, like, you're gonna want to stick around. So genuinely, thank you to everyone that stuck around, and I hope you guys had a good time watching as much as I had a good time participating in it. And obviously to Moms, thank you very much for having me on, brother. And I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, what the hell is going on here? Mr. G, you were gonna set this up. What the hell? Dude. All right. You're gonna make me start drinking all over again, my man. I've been sober for a little bit.
Cheers, brother.
Holy cow, Mr. GG. Dude. I like, it's not, well, first, of course, it's a thank you, dude. It's, of course, a thank you. Like, I appreciate the gifted, the community. It went so fucking fast. I can't even tell you. I can't even quantify it. Let me scroll on down and figure out exactly to give you. I can't even count it. What the fuck, dude? Man, it's we've come to this thing where it's like, you know, the guests, they I feel like it's getting to a bit. 50. Thank you so much, dude, for the 50. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Mr. GG?
Little token of my appreciation, brother. Seriously, thank you for having me on.
It's on the damn house. I would love to have you on. I got a couple other shows in the works, and I would love to have you on as, even, you know, of course, barring your schedule, as a reoccurring guest. I got a couple things in the books. We'll stay in touch there. But most of all, I'm super excited to have bridged this community together, especially between you and I. And to just learn. It's one of those things. It's so cool to be a student all over again, but in something you're so passionate about. It's been years since I've had that. And for you to share your wisdom on content creation, both on YouTube and Twitch, which, by the way, I still got a ton of questions to ask about that, but I didn't think it was the sexiest topic of the evening. You know, if you'll have me, I'd love to pick your brain, but don't worry, man. But what's the move tonight? What are you up to later after this? Before we go,
around for me, probably bedtime, brother.
It's time for bed.
2:30 around my time.
Holy
you're a little more.
Cow.
You're a little more. 12:30, I assume.
I'm PST. Yeah, I'm 12:30, so I'm gonna go maybe get a burger or something. I don't know. I'll go for a drive.
Good life, brother.
Amen.
That sounds great.
But all right, Mr. GG, thank you so much for the gift, and most of all, thank you so much for your time. That meant the world. That really does. But you take care. All right.
You as well, Moms, and I genuinely wish you the best of luck with everything, brother.
Thank you so much. I'll speak to you again soon.